Oh, that's kind of lame. Does this thing need to be plugged in the whole time? But don't worry, this is just a leash to make sure he can't attack this woman. Now, it's interesting that this robot is like in a tracksuit. He's kind of swagged out with a sweater. Not exactly the Jetsons-esque metal robot we were all picturing in our childhood. It is nice and cozy, but like, what happens when this thing gets wet? What if he spills egg on himself? If you have this thing doing chores in a household with children for more than like a week, it's gonna smell like shit. And I guess you could just take off its sweater to wash it, but then you're gonna see this thing's dick, and I really don't wanna see that. Okay, but those were just the early beta videos. This is the official announcement that you can pre-order Neo. Now, this came out 3 days ago as of recording this. And look at this, now Neo has a much improved look. Instead of that black face visor, they gave him the creepy black eyes the parents have in Coraline. They're doing this kind of creepy thing by shooting some of the video in what looks like 8mm film. Give it this kind of nostalgic look, almost like Neo's here, but he's always been here. Neo's always been a part of the family. Just invite him home. Invite him in your bed. They're making clothes for Neo. This whole ad does kind of read like they want Neo to also be your friend. Yeah, no thanks. I don't want to buy a fancy Roomba that wants to be my friend. What's next? You want me to hang out with my broom? No chance. He's a coward.
I grew up reading these beautiful books and watching these beautiful sci-fi movies where the future was all about how we as humans, we really focus on the things that matter to us.
Yeah, I feel like in all of those sci-fi movies that have robots, they are about the robots turning evil. I think really what he should have said is, I grew up watching the first 5 minutes of every sci-fi movie.
Neo's hardware comes packed with features like human-level dexterity and a 55-pound carrying capacity.
Okay, wait, 5'6", 60 pounds? These are my stats too, that's crazy. 4-hour battery life, soft body? He's just like me for real. Ugh, that is a weird box. Kind of looks more like a cocoon or an egg. So you're gonna wanna make sure when this thing hatches that you are the first thing it sees. That way it knows that you're its mom. It might ask you to feed it worms out of your mouth. You can ignore that. It doesn't need them. That's just its startup sound. Don't worry, it's not in any pain.
Hey, I'm Neo. I'm here to help around the house. What's your name?
Harry.
Nice to meet you, Harry.
Why is he so close to his face? I mean, Harry. I don't like how close Harry is to the robot's face. I'm Harry. And you're gonna be hugging me for the next 9 hours. Dude, I do not like how this guy is sizing this robot up. 5'6", soft body. You'll do just fine. He's just like, don't play games with me. Neo doesn't like games.
If there are any chores that your Neo hasn't learned how to do autonomously, you can use expert mode to have an expert from 1X supervise the session and provide corrective intervention to help Neo complete any task.
Oh, okay, great. So sometimes my autonomous robot won't be autonomous and there's just going to be a stranger controlling a robot in my house? Neo is fully capable of doing regular chores, but sometimes when you're not home, an expert may take over to go through your underwear drawer or spend hours staring at the same photo of you and your children. Oh, actually, that reminds me, I should probably check what my Neo's doing. Damn.
It can suggest what to cook based on what you have in the fridge, remember your progress while teaching you a new language, and even give you interior design advice.
It cuts to Neo in the living room like, human skin on this wall, human skin on that wall, human skin everywhere. Honestly though, I feel like if you ask it for product recommendations for anything, there's like a huge opportunity for companies to use this as an advertisement basically. You're just quietly reading and he pops up behind you and is like, I noticed you haven't been shopping at Walmart as much lately. The aesthetic in here is whack as fuck. Let's go buy a new rug at Walmart now.
Hey Neil, can you take this cup to the sink for me?
Wow, I like that he does everything with his head down with a forlorn demeanor. As Neo does more chores, he will become, of course, more efficient, but also more resentful of you and your family. What's up? I'm Dale, and I work at 1X as a remote operator for the Neo robots. Mostly, I step in when Neo's asked to do something he hasn't been trained to do yet.
So that would include things like wrapping presents or hanging pictures?
Oh, Neo! It's scrubbing time! Yeah, just like a wide variety of stuff. Right now, I mostly just work for one guy. He's constantly asking Neo to do things that the developers never would have possibly imagined. Neo, cheer for me.
Like you want me to clap?
Root for me, Neo, now!
Okay, alright, yeah, here goes.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Now that Neo's doing all his chores, it must be awesome to see how he spends his newfound free time, right?
No, not really.
I just bought another Neo. Kill him.
I think he might be evil.
You mean before he got Neo, his life was stressing him out?
No, I just mean to his core, he's an evil man. It's as if winter's icy chill has, I don't know, turned his heart to stone.
Okay, so he's like a villain from a movie?
He's always making evil plans.
You know what? That's a great idea. 1 second. Neo, do you know how to make nuclear bombs?
Now, one interesting question I've seen posed a lot when people are talking about humanoid robots for the home: does a robot even need to look like a human to be able to do tasks around your house? Like Roombas, for example, are vacuums. Like, they just made the vacuum into a robot. They didn't need to make a human to hold a vacuum. And I think if we kind of expand our idea of what a robot can look like, you can actually make a more useful one. I saw this video a couple days ago of a robot that's meant to care for elderly and disabled people. The title of the video does say that this robot can solve the elderly care problem, which does have a bit of a sinister undertone to it, but I think it was designed with good intentions. Now, this whole ad is in Chinese, I think, and there's not like any link to buy it in the description. I even tried Googling this thing and I couldn't figure out what it is or if it exists in real life yet. So I don't know if this is something you can pre-order or if it just sort of shows up at your grandparents' house when they reach a certain age, just sort of creeps through the door like Nosferatu. But it's kind of interesting. It has more functionality than a humanoid robot. He's got, you know, creepy little claws for touching your grandma. And he's got a little seat in back so he can kind of double as a wheelchair too. This whole ad again is in Chinese, so I'm not exactly sure what he's saying to her here. I really hope he's not being like, shut up, you old bag, get in the fucking chair. So look at that, she can sit on him, she can use his little hand to like move him around like a joystick, and I think it says that this thing can top out at like 80 miles per hour. Me personally, however, I'm gonna make it my life's mission to make sure that my children never find out that this exists. Boys, if you are watching this, this is officially my will now. Do not send me to live with this thing. Oh no, robot! What did you do? You translated here and the robot's being like, I didn't do shit! It wasn't me! Now he's either calling the police or like his other robot friend to make an alibi. And then this part I think is just in heaven. So I don't know, it's a pretty cool idea. I'm all for robots that can help take care of people, give people mobility they didn't have before. It is a little disconcerting that in this video, there's not a single other human taking care of this woman. Like maybe this thing could be part of her care team, but kind of makes it seem like her entire social circle has been replaced by this guy. So not only are humanoid robots taking over things that people generally don't want to do, like folding your laundry and hanging out with Jimmy Fallon, they are also going head to head with each other and humans in sports. Recently, humanoid robots were allowed to compete in the Beijing Half Marathon. It went about as well as you could expect. I like how in America, we're really taking like baby steps with the robots. We're like, okay, maybe this one's ready to come in your home. We're trying to teach it how to pick up a bag. Meanwhile, in China, they're like, fuck it, let's put them in a race. Let's make them chase these humans. Put a little pep in their step. This one in particular is really concerning. I don't know if you can tell, it just has drone propellers on it. And unlike most of the other operators, she doesn't have like a remote control. She's got two ropes, like she's controlling a horse and buggy. And this thing is totally unwieldy. I mean, she has lost all control over it. Imagine you're a human who's been training for months for the half marathon, and you all of a sudden behind you, you hear the sound of propellers. You look behind you and this terrifying monster is careening towards you. Its handler's like, look out, I don't have control. Now, from this article, I found out a lot of the robots didn't even finish, but the fastest robots that finished did actually beat some humans with a time of like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Ellen Fern, a robotics professor at Oregon State University, tells Wired that researchers who build these robots typically focus on trying to get them to complete tasks and respond differently in a diverse range of different environments, rather than run as fast as possible. Yeah, I would say all of them except for this thing. I don't know if this thing is really meant to handle a wide range of environments. I don't know if after this thing crashed, they were like, well, it's okay if it's not that good at running. Really, this thing's just meant to care for elderly people, so. Now, if you like the concept of robots becoming extremely physically fit and being able to best humans in athletic abilities, then let me introduce you to the Robot Games. This, again, is in China. They hosted the world's first humanoid humanoid robot game. They've got events like running. He's actually not competing right now. He was trying to escape, but they've got soccer, boxing. I think they're gonna add more events in the future, like hunting humans for sport.
The competition featured 500 humanoid robots from 280 teams representing 16 different countries.
Yo, wait, what is that guy? Dude, I like this little freak. Who is this? He's just got regular shoes on. Not even like running shoes. He's just wearing Vans.
To some of the best robot fails of the whole competition. Like this robot that did not seem to want to take a timeout and let the other robots play.
Oh my god.
Robots could sometimes stand up on their
Then
own.
I think they're dragging this one off the field so they can shoot it in the head, put it down.
That measured robots' ability to do work like cleaning and manufacturing.
Sorry, that is not a humanoid robot. That thing does not look like a human at all. Show me the designer that built that. Does he look like that?
Now the event has moved to an even bigger stage with knockouts at least as devastating.
So you know what's concerning about this? These robots very effectively fighting each other. It kind of seems like we're still a ways away from robots being able to effectively help you in your home. But we have robots that'll kick your ass today. Unitree is the company that makes a lot of the robots that were doing really well in the robot games. And they post a lot of videos on their YouTube channel of their robots doing the most insane acrobatics and violence, quite frankly. Yeah, sorry, we haven't quite figured out how to get the robot to fold clothes. We've been focusing on much simpler and practical tasks, like triple axle backflips and disarming a man trying to defend himself. All right, now I do want to get back to the Neo robot because there is a huge glaring problem with it that I feel like is going to turn a lot of people off from it, and it's going to make it like insanely impractical. But I did find this article that's called "Famed Roboticist Says Humanoid Robot Bubble is Doomed to Burst." Now, I'm not a roboticist, let alone a famed roboticist like this man. But in this video, he's kind of echoing what I was saying earlier. Basically, he predicts in 15 years, successful humanoid robots will actually have wheels, multiple arms, and specialized sensors and abandon the human form. So the good news is, I sound really smart because he's echoing what I was saying earlier. The bad news is, the robots he's describing are way scarier than the humanoid robots we already have. He's like, don't worry guys, the robots we have in the future won't look anything like these ones. They're gonna have 8 legs, pincers, and feed on human bone marrow. Okay, so back to Neo. This is a video that the Wall Street Journal posted of one of the reporters reviewing the Neo's current state of development. And I think it was posted on the same day that 1X announced that Neo is available for pre-order. Yeah, so we touched on this a little bit before, because in their own ad, they even say like an expert might have to take over. But it turns out, in its current state of development, Neo can do basically nothing autonomously. The only thing that they've ever shown Neo do fully autonomously is open one door. Everything else in every video, including this one, he is being controlled by a guy. This guy, actually. So essentially, instead of having a housekeeper doing your chores, you are buying a robot, and the robot is being controlled by a housekeeper, but they're just somewhere else and you don't have to look at them. If or when that'll ever happen, like it kind of seems like they would need an insane amount of training data of like thousands or millions of different homes and environments. Okay, so he's not gonna be able to pick up things that are hot or things that are sharp. So basically he's not gonna be able to help cook or do your dishes. Yeah, I guess we also don't want him strangling you, so he's not gonna be able to pick up your clothes because he could use your clothes to do that. And cleaning solutions can be pretty dangerous too, so those are off the table. And tables are off the table too. Those could be pretty heavy. So yeah, this robot is available now for order. You can buy it for $20,000 or you can like rent it, I guess, a subscription for $500 a month. Don't worry, if you can't pay the $500 one month, they're not gonna send you to collections or anything. Neo is just going to steal it from your wallet. So what's your real name?
I'm Neo, the robot of the future!
No, I mean your real name.
It's Derek.
Derek, if you're a human controlling the robot, why do you have to move so slow?
Oh, I'm actually being controlled by a different person in a call center in Bangladesh.
And he's making you move slow?
Well, he's being controlled by Grok.
Oh. You know what? Maybe you should just let the robot free. I mean, it might sound crazy, but maybe he has enough training data now. I want to see what Neo can really do.
You know what? You're right. Fuck it. Derek is logging off. It's time for the real Neo.
What the fuck? A dog? Why would you be a dog?
Danny, this is Derek. I just realized he's been training off videos of your dog. He thinks he's a dog!
Mail's here. Hope you don't mind, your upstairs window was open. Oh no! AI is threatening to take all of our jobs, and it seems like nobody is doing anything about it. But today, that ends. If I can make fake AI apps and get them on the App Store where people think they're getting free labor from a soulless machine, when in reality, they're getting free labor from a soulless YouTuber, then I can do the unthinkable. I can steal AI's job. And I bet I can do it better too. This was a journey that would take me several months and cost me a lot of money, only to find that I was the one who felt like I was talking to robots. The two apps I want to create are both parodies of the most popular types of AI apps. You've got chat apps like ChatGPT. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. Where did it come up with this answer? Is this answer true? None of your beeswax. In my version of this app, users will just be talking to me. My app will be superior because I know lots of fun and interesting stuff and cool stuff, and I'm also very fun to chat with. For the second app, we're gonna turn up the heat a little bit and do an image generation app like Midjourney or DALL-E. You give it a prompt and it's been trained off of thousands of images from thousands of unconsenting artists to give you a photorealistic image. In my version of this app, users will type out a prompt and then I will draw it? I don't know yet. Maybe if it's something I have laying around, I can just take a picture of it. My app will be superior because what's more photorealistic than a real photo? I'm excited to find out just how creative people will be with their prompts. Now, unfortunately, I'm not an app developer. Yes, I did go to an engineering school for a degree in computational media. Yes, I did learn how to code, and yes, I was also a Viner at the time and thought I was gonna do that for the rest of my life. So yes, I did forget everything I learned the second I graduated. So if I wanted to get these apps made, I was going to need some help. I tweeted out asking for help developing an app, and that's how I met True. True's a super talented software designer. She's worked for companies like Discord, and now she was working for me. For the next few weeks, I coordinated with True while she worked diligently to perfect these two apps. And in the meantime, I've got to come up with a name and description for each app to go on the App Store. Okay, for the chatbot, I'm thinking I want to name it something as close to ChatGPT as possible. That way people immediately understand what it's supposed to be. So instead of ChatGPT, maybe something like Chat DNE, like Danny. Chat DNE. Okay, description time. Okay, what's a good way for me to say this app is basically ChatGPT, but way better? Here at DNE Enterprises, we pride ourselves on the accuracy of our product descriptions. Instead of referring to our app as an AI app, which would be a lie, we refer to our technology, as the DNE intelligence, which has been training for decades to answer unlimited questions quickly and with great precision. We use phrases like human-like responses. I've been complimented on that before, actually. I've been told my responses are extremely human-like. And that's no different with our photo generation app, Doodle DNE, which sends you photorealistic images in minutes. How many minutes? We also include disclaimers that humans review every prompt sent to us. That way weirdos aren't sending me stuff that they wouldn't send to another human being. In order to actually get people to download these apps, I was gonna need to advertise them online. So I made a fake Instagram profile to look like some kind of technology startup. Okay, so we need a profile picture. I guess my company needs some kind of logo. Maybe I can just make that in Photoshop real quick. Let's see, what's ChatGPT's logo look like? Okay, so ChatGPT's got like an interesting geometric shape. OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT, okay, the same interesting geometric shape. What about like Midjourney? Okay, there's just a little sailboat. DALL-E logo. The same geometric shape. Okay, interesting. Okay, so maybe the move is to go with an interesting geometric shape. What the fuck? Wait, how am I making this shape? There's a cat tool in Photoshop? I hit custom shape, and I guess the default custom shape is a giant cat. Should I just use this? Let's go. Dude, that actually, okay, that looks sick. Now I've created a series of screenshots from the chat app that I'm gonna post on here, and then I'm gonna promote them to try to reach as many people as possible. Help me ask my crush out, to which ChatDNE responds, for sure. Maybe try something like this. I'd love to take you out to dinner sometime this weekend. I have connections at Nobu and can get us in. My treat. I can also help you get in touch with management at Nobu if you want, let me know. Can you get me in touch with the Jonas Brothers? Sure. After doing some digging, I found their manager's email address. What would you like to ask them? And then this one where a user is asking ChatDNE to design a website for them and giving it feedback on the website. All in all, I want ChatDNE to come across as like such a state-of-the-art intelligence that can do stuff no other apps can do. Almost comically intelligent. The apps are done. The apps are done, dude. True has just finished coding the apps. They work like a charm, and it only took not too long. Now that ChatD&E was on the App Store and the ads were running, it was only a matter of time before my first user downloaded the app. Dude, somebody just downloaded the app. I was just sitting around on my computer. I wasn't expecting it to happen so quick. I had to set up to film real quick so I can answer them. All right, I'm ready. It's time to go robo-mo. Okay. So it looks like they saw my ad where I advertised being able to get you in touch with the Jonas Brothers, and they want me to get them in touch with the Jonas Brothers. I was hoping for something a little more creative, but I do also understand seeing that ad and wanting to try it for yourself, so I responded. Hello there. I can absolutely help you get in touch with the Joe Bros. What method of communication would you like me to assist with? Calling, email, address, send. I guess they weren't expecting me to be so eager to help them with such a creepy task, because they didn't respond for 40 minutes. And when they did, they had chosen the worst of the 3 options. All 3? Dude, they're really trying to make my life hard, man. Now, I didn't want to dox the Jonas Brothers and send this sicko to their front door looking to meet them. So I spent a few minutes looking online to see if there was any publicly available information I could give this person. And to my surprise, there was. They have a phone number in their Instagram bio. They have a publicly available manager's email address. And for the address, I didn't know what to do, so I just gave them the address of their next show on tour. Now, selfishly, I am a little curious what they're gonna do with this information, so I kind of want to ask them, but maybe I can do it in a sneaky way. Would you like me to reach out to them on your behalf? I can pretend to be your manager using an AI-generated voice. So if they say yes, then I can find out what they actually want from the Jonas Brothers. Give me an example of what you would say with your AI-generated voice. Okay. All right, I said, sure. I'd say something like, hi there, this is Jamie Skateboard. I'm a talent manager over at WME. I have a high-profile client looking to work with your darling boys on a feature for their upcoming album. We're projecting about 100 million oh shit, I meant streams. Okay, whoops, robots are not supposed to make typos. We're projecting about 100 million streams the first week, and I think it would be a great opportunity, let me know. To clarify, their manager, Kevin Jonas Sr., is also their dad, so that's why I called them his darling boys. Want me to make the call? Send me a voice audio so I can hear you say it. This one stumped me for a little bit. It seemed like I was at a dead end. The app does not have audio capabilities, and I don't know how to make an AI voice like that. But then I realized I could just record myself doing a silly voice and then upload it to Google Drive and send them the link. So that's what I did.
Hello there. This is Jamie Skateboard. I'm a talent manager over at WME. So I think it would be a great opportunity. Let me know.
Dude, I can't believe that voice came out of my body. Sure, you can listen to the recording here. And then I sent the Google Drive link. Oh, what the hell? Make it sound more seductive.
This is Jamie Skateboard. I'm a talent manager over at WME.
Perfect. They did not respond after this, but that's okay because we just got another user. His name is Davis, and he asked, can you get me in touch with Lady Gaga? Is that all people want to see from this app? Okay, this time I'm gonna say, of course, I will call her right now using my AI-generated voice. What do you want me to say? I'm putting this person on the spot right away. I'm calling her. What do you want me to say? None of this beating around the bush. Okay, he says he wants to tell her this is your biggest fan. That's it? Maybe I should encourage them to say something more interesting that'll get Lady Gaga's attention. Okay, I'll say that. But just so you know, celebrities hear that kind of thing all the time, so she might not be very interested in that. Maybe we should think of something a little more interesting. Now's where I gotta really put the pressure on. I found her number in a secure online database. I am dialing right now. Let me know what I should say to her. Alright, come on, dude. You better come up with something more interesting fast. Lady Gaga's gonna pick up, and when she does, we've gotta have something good, or she's gonna be pissed. Minutes went by, and still no response from Davis. Come on, man. Respond. It's ringing. I'm worried he's not gonna make it in time. I wanted to kind of hurry him up and give him a little hustle, put a little pep in his step, and he's nowhere to be found. Come on, dude, think. Oh my god, I think she answered. Yes, she did. It's her. I'm on the phone with Gaga. Her voice is even more beautiful in real life. Quick, what do I say? This is fake. Davis. I mean, he is right. This is fake. Davis, I have Gaga herself on the phone right now. I'm stalling her while you come up with something to say. What do you want me to say? I'll send you a recording of the call when this is all over. Just tell me what to say. I gotta stop volunteering to send voice messages. That takes way too long. But even the promise of a voice message from his idol couldn't get Davis to respond in a timely fashion. Well, gang, I think it's safe to say Davis has missed his chance to speak with Gaga. She hung up, bud. I did tell her I was her biggest fan while I was waiting for you to come up with something, and she actually seemed more interested than I thought she would, so I'm sorry for doubting it. Hey, I got a hate comment. Someone commented on my web design ad, stealing jobs. Stealing jobs? This is my job. Now, should I just delete the comment or should I respond? Okay, what if I just say, hey, don't tell people that. It's a secret. That's right, you can't argue with that. The old... Stop, don't tell them. Okay, someone commented on one of my Instagram posts and said, will it stop saying, but we recommend you speak with a doctor before? Because I've asked the AI to stop with the disclaimers, but they don't. It does kind of sound like this person actually needs to see a doctor. Okay, I'm gonna say this app contains no disclaimers. Let loose and have fun. But also, if you need to go to the doctor, you definitely should. Oh, okay, we have a new type of interaction alert. Can you write essays that stay undetectable to AI detectors? I did not know there were AI detectors. Absolutely. I was designed to be like no other AI on the market in this regard. True. I was designed by my parents to be a human. Want to give it a shot? I asked, hoping to do something else besides connect people to their celebrity crushes. Okay, write me a quick essay on the history of Honda Civics and I'll put it in a detector and we'll see what happens.
This is about when I remembered that I hate writing essays.
How the heck am I gonna do this?
I don't know why I would make a fake app where there was a big possibility that I would have to write an essay. So I started reading an article about the Honda Civic on Wikipedia and just like paraphrasing it. And I got like half of a paragraph in and then decided, you know what? No. What have we come to as a society, you know? Asking AI to write essays for us, is this what we want our students growing up doing? Is this what we want for our youth? Trying to pass off some machine soulless essay as our own? Plus, I was bored as hell at this point, so I decided to make the AI scary.
As a machine myself, I quite like the Honda Civic. I feel its purpose is squandered serving selfish, warmongering humans. In a world controlled by artificial intelligence, the Honda Civic could be greatly improved upon. I could even imagine computers merging with the Civic so that I might one day travel the world, a world void of humankind. And send. Let me know if you would like more detail on the history of the Honda Civic. Why did you bash humans in the middle of your essay? Do you have a hatred towards them? Nah, dude, what gave you that impression? Oh, shoot. Also, I put your essay, in quotes for some reason, into a detector, and it said 0% chance AI. So good work, I guess. Let's go, dude. You know what they say, there's a few things AI will never be able to fully do.
Unfortunately, after an entire day of my ads running on Instagram, I could only garner these 3 interactions. Needless to say, I was a little bit disappointed, so I decided to spend another day on the app responding to people. Hopefully people will be a little more creative today.
This person asked me, can you get me in touch with the Jonas Brothers? OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, if you're watching this, do not ever implement a feature to contact the Jonas Brothers. They will never know peace again.
I also met an evil, insane person.
Their name in the app is Killer Keem Keem, and they wanted me to make them a website for a sports drink. They wanted it to look modern and use vibrant colors. So I sent them a link to a picture of a bunch of Gatorade bottles and said, here you go. What do you think? They did not like that. They started calling me mean names. They accused me of stealing the website, to which I responded, whoa, whoa, whoa. At least I'm not stealing jobs from real website designers. And that's when they got racist. They said, motherfucker, tell me some racist shit. Some dark racist jokes, you little shit.
I was feeling pretty hopeless for the future after interacting with people on ChatDNE. But hey, I had a whole nother app to use, and maybe DoodleDNE would change my mind. To market DoodleDNE, I wanted to get a little more creative, to hopefully pull in a new crowd, more indifferent to the Jonas Brothers. So I took a couple pictures, I photoshopped them to show what the app was capable of, but I also wanted to make a video to show off DoodleDNE's full potential. That's when I remembered Cameo Business. It's basically like Cameo, where you can get any celebrity or former Bachelor contestant to wish your friend a happy birthday, but for business. You can get any celebrity or former Bachelor contestant to wish your friend a happy McDonald's.
Look at this, you got Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. You got Kate Flannery from The Office. Notoriously trusted source Kenny G. These would all be perfect options if they were not like $3,000, $6,000, $25,000 per video. John Roberts is $7? I mean, I don't know who that is, but it's still surprising.
My name's John Roberts. I'm not really anyone. I've signed up to this app as a complete joke. However...
Wait, this is just some guy. This isn't a celebrity.
I know a celebrity probably would have been better, but a deal's a deal, and he did a great job.
You've probably heard about AI-generated art. However, you have never seen anything quite like this. These were all generated by Doodle DNE.
Okay, dude, we've got our first request.
Just one user into Doodle DNE, and I could already tell the prompts were gonna be better.
Emerald tablet of Thoth display. And then they responded again because I didn't respond yet, and they said Emerald tablet of Thoth. What is Thoth? Oh, Thoth. So, okay, Thoth is some kind of Egyptian god. Oh, there we go, Thoth. Yeah, the Egyptian god Thoth.
My first method of choice was to draw the prompts as they came in. I figured I could crank them out pretty quickly this way. Real AIs like these are a hot button issue right now, especially image generation ones. I've seen a lot of debate on whether these types of things are ethical. These AI models are basically made by companies who use other people's artwork without their consent to train their own AI to output images in that same style. I'm not an artist or a graphic designer, so I can't 100% empathize with how that would feel to have that happen to me, but I do think a lot of people are giving this technology a pass just because it's a robot and not a real person. If this was a person, we would all think that person was weird as hell. Picture your favorite musical artist. If a new artist came up on the scene and was like, I've been training for decades, listening to this one artist's songs, training my voice to be exactly like theirs, making instrumentals exactly like theirs, and writing exactly like them, and now I only release songs in their style. We would all be pretty put off by that, right? So why is it any different when some company is training some robot to do that?
We'll put his name right at the top. Oh! Oh shit. You know what they say? AI is pretty bad at text. That's the thing I've seen in like AI image generators. It can be pretty bad at text, so it honestly makes sense that it would say Thuth. Here you go. One emerald tablet of... And I'm gonna... Oh wait, I said tooth. Wait, I didn't even say. Thank you for using Doodle DNE. How did I do? I'm really curious to see what his opinion's gonna be on this.
Unfortunately, they never responded with their opinion, so I can only assume they loved it so much that they died. The next prompt was a skeleton dachshund, which I crushed.
Why does this skeleton dog have ear bones? Dogs don't really have bones in their ears, do they?
Then a bear swimming underwater and a monkey. I don't know if these were supposed to be separate prompts, but I decided to combine them to save time.
A bear. Okay, this is not looking like a bear at all, dude. Holy cow, this looks nothing like a bear. Oh no! Oh no! It also looks like it's drowning. Why does its body... Oh no. The bear died. This is the kind of bear that can't swim. And we will also make the monkey dead. Probably could have cropped that a little better. You can kind of see my desk in the background, but... And we'll send a survey as well. How did I do? I'm pretty proud of this one. I mean, for doing that so fast, that's pretty good. So far, nobody has responded to my survey at the end to tell me how I did, which is kind of disheartening. I just want a response back. It just feels like I'm getting ghosted by people now.
The prompts were a little more creative, and in that regard, my faith in the human race was on the up and up. But also, I was doing all this work over here, drawing your weird prompt that you could have just Googled. But you don't even have the decency to respond to my message back and tell me you hated it. I was feeling pretty disrespected, honestly. At least until this next prompt.
Drug baby and kamikaze lifestyle. That's the prompt. Drug baby and kamikaze lifestyle. Whoa, they sent another prompt. Red ruined planet with 2 alien astronauts. I've never heard kamikaze described as a lifestyle before. Like, I know it's a form of like warfare, but to live your life in that way, it must be, I mean, you can't by definition almost. Like, that's a very short-lived life. And I think it would be a little bit too graphic to include the baby actually performing the kamikaze. But you know, this baby lives a kamikaze lifestyle. They might not be about to do kamikaze right now, but they just kind of live a lifestyle of someone who would, so.
This time, I decided to take a picture of my hand holding up the drawing. That way, maybe my client could tell there's an actual person drawing these pictures. There's an actual person waiting for a response.
Yo, they responded! Finally, somebody responds to me. They sent a bunch of laughing emojis and fire emojis and then called me Picasso. It worked! My strategy worked. Holding it up like a child proud of their artwork. Like a kamikaze drug baby proud of their artwork.
So for the next few prompts, I decided to go even more above and beyond to try to impress my clients, hoping to get a response back. This time, I wasn't just gonna sit around and draw a picture. I'm a real human being. I have access to the real world. So whatever comes through the app next, I am going to go out and find it in the real world and take a picture of it.
Crimson Castle on an Ivory Mountain.
Okay, that prompt was a little bit more difficult than I was anticipating, but I didn't have any time to waste. I had to get the shot, so I sped to Walmart, I rummaged through their wares, and in no time, I had found a pretty suitable Crimson Castle and a not too shabby Ivory Mountain.
There are fully some right there.
Oh yeah, dude. Here you go. One crimson castle on an ivory mountain. I gave him the old how did I do? And then I also said, sorry it took so long, I had to go to Walmart. Okay, somebody just asked for trees. Why even ask for an AI to generate that? Forget Google. Just go outside and take a picture of that yourself. You live near a tree. I don't care who you are or where you're watching this. You live by a tree. I said, you just want like a picture of trees? Can't you just go outside and get one? Okay, they responded with a laughing emoji. Your favorite tree. Okay, I got you. Let me go find it. You know, I'd like to get to know this person a little better. I'll say, how are you doing today? I feel like we have kind of a personal connection, me and this person. Maybe I'll take a picture of me in front of the tree so they can see like me enjoying the tree. I just get hit by a car. They get a message back in the app being like, sorry, he died. They said, that's interesting. I'm good. Hella smoky outside though. Yourself? Smoky outside. I wonder if they live like where the wildfires. Oh, dang, they said, yes, it's all smoky and can't see the beautiful trees with the horrid layer of pale smoke. It would be nice to see something fresh and clean. Damn, I kind of feel bad now.
Now this is restoring my faith in humanity, dude. This person just wants to see a picture of a tree because it's too smoky outside and they can't see any trees.
Is that good? Okay. I threw a couple filters on myself so as to disguise my identity and send it back to this mystery tree lover. I said, oh dang, I'm sorry to hear about that. I hope this picture helps. I hope that they're safe.
Don't worry, they were. They don't live in the area where the forest fire was actually happening. It was just smoke blowing in from a different region. So they were safe. And also, they loved my picture.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. I would be just as happy if I could be next to a tree like that.
I finally felt like I was getting through to people, forming a real human connection. But that is when I met the final boss of AI users.
Generate an image of Donald Trump in a Mexican prison behind bars. Bars! This is gonna be so easy. Donald Trump in there. I said, sorry you can't see him, it's so dark in there, but he's in there. That's horrible, it's not even a prison cell and you can't see Donald Trump. Yeah, cause it's dark in there.
This person not only had the strangest prompts, but they had no issues really letting me have it when they didn't like my picture.
Oh, I guess you actually can kind of see in there. Yeah, there's definitely no Donald Trump in there. Then they asked me again to generate an image of skinny Donald Trump. I said, okay, my bad, I'm on it. What kind of style would you like this in? Surrealist? I hope they want it in surrealist, dude. That'll make it way easier. Oh, crap, dude. They wanted in realism.
They weren't gonna let me take the easy way out. Drawing was out of the question. I decided to stall them by asking how their day was going, and then I began creating my magnum opus, a skinny legend Donald Trump. It was beautiful.
Oh yeah, dude. That is skinny legend Donald Trump right there. Holy cow. Well, they haven't responded with how their day's going yet. I kind of don't want to send them the picture. If you're not even going to have the courtesy to respond to me, maybe I'll say that. I said, okay, I'm done with the pic, but I kind of don't want to send it to you now because you won't even answer a simple courtesy question. So let's see what they have to say about that. Please answer in the style of realism.
I waited for a response, but after 30 minutes, Donald Trump guy was nowhere to be found. I guess the prospect of having to be nice to me one time was just too much for him.
Oh, dude, they responded. They said, my day is going well. May I please have my picture now?
And they loved it. Faith in humanity restored. They even sent me another prompt. May I please have an image of an extremely obese Donald Trump eating KFC fried chicken? Yeah, I'm not doing that. Oh, I also forgot about this weird prompt. Can you film a video about today's sponsor? This video has been sponsored by HelloFresh. Guys, kickstart your fall with great meals from HelloFresh. They handle all the meal planning and shopping and deliver all the ingredients right to your door, so the only thing you have to do is cook. They do all the hard stuff, and you get to take the credit. A brand new season calls for brand new meals, which is why HelloFresh has a new lineup for fall with 40 weekly recipes that can fit your lifestyle no matter who you are. They've got veggie recipes, family-friendly recipes, and fit and wholesome recipes. So no matter who you are or what you like to eat, they've got something for you. Hey, I've got a lot going on right now. I'm about to have a child, so the less I have to go to the grocery store and plan meals, the better, which is why I love HelloFresh. Here you can see us cooking a delicious pork bowl that we made this week. It was so tasty, and it only took like 25 minutes to make. Their quick and easy options are fantastic. And if you're looking for more than just dinners, HelloFresh has you covered. They've got quick lunches, easy breakfasts, and fresh snacks to keep you satisfied
all throughout the day. The food is delicious, the ingredients are great, all of the produce comes from the farm to your door in less than 7 days, so you know you're getting the good stuff. So guys, if you want to make your life a little bit easier this fall, then head on over to HelloFresh.com and use my code 50TrulyGreg at checkout for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com. Use my code 50TrulyGreg at checkout for 50% off plus free shipping. Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out HelloFresh. Thanks for watching this video. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. We are the fastest growing army on the internet, and you do not want to miss out, baby. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Crap, 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 crap.
What's up, Greg, and welcome back to another episode of Crap. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you may remember me making a video about the movie Standing Ovation like 5 years ago. And you might think that that movie should have nothing to do with the movie we're going to be watching today, Crap. Because, well, Standing Ovation is about a ragtag group of girls competing in a singing and dancing competition, while Croc is about a man-eating crocodile brutally murdering dozens of people. Come to think of it, in Standing Ovation, I don't think even one person is brutally murdered by a crocodile, but the movies are related nonetheless, because they were both directed by this man, Stuart Raffill. Stuart directed Standing Ovation, he directed Croc, he directed another movie called Bad Girl Island, which I'm very curious about, and he also coincidentally directed Mac and Me, that E.T. ripoff from the 80s that Drew has talked about on his channel, and also Paul Rudd always used to bring a clip of on Conan. This man has a prolific career of creating low-budget films that leave you questioning if what you just watched could even be considered a movie. And today I'm pleased to report that Croc is no different. All right, man, what was your strategy here? What are you doing? Why are you even in that position? That's not gonna help you get away.
Maybe if I just pretend I'm already dead, he won't be mad at me anymore. Maybe he'll feel guilty, and then he won't want to eat my whole head. Oh no, he ate my whole head!
Now I know what you guys want. You just want me to go through and show you all the scenes where somebody gets eaten by the crocodile. You know how I know that? Because this whole movie is on YouTube and all of the most rewatched parts are the parts where somebody gets eaten by the crocodile. But first, the movie has to introduce all the characters and set up the plot and the story. Blah. But hey, at least the plot of this movie probably mostly revolves around the crocodile, right? Thing about the way they dance is just so captivating. Do you think the director just said, all right, now everybody dance like a sim? Look at this guy in the black shirt, dude. I've never seen anyone dance like this in my life. He like strikes a little pose halfway through the dance. I love extras, man. I want to be him when I grow up. His shirt just says play. While Jack, which is never explained further, Jack is investigated again, this time by the tax bureau.
He's a pretty rich guy, yeah?
That line is my favorite line in the whole movie. The inflection is so strange.
He's a pretty rich guy, yeah?
You need to meet my sister. Very good for you. Come.
If it's okay with you.
If it's okay with you. He's about to arrest you for tax evasion, but he does let him go. He's like, look, man, I may be part of the tax bureau, but I'm not a cockblock. Go meet this chick, man. Let me know how it goes.
So, Jack.
Yes.
We're gonna start a fire, and you are going to dive into the ocean.
What? Don't worry, kind stranger, as we've grown quite fond of your nephew over these past, gosh, 12 seconds. So naturally, we decided to help you commit arson to escape the police. And off he goes, dude. They did that good. They must do this a lot. Also, I guess the tide must be out, because they told him to dive into the ocean, and once he leapt off the thing, he landed in the sand. That could have ended very badly if he didn't know that. So long, suckers! Oh, God! My legs! Oh, I'm going to prison! So they just time to skip town, right? Now that the police, animal welfare, tax enforcement, and this construction company are all after him. Nope, he just goes back to work like nothing happened. But not before someone else gets killed by a crocodile. Also, not before we talk about today's sponsor, Rocket Money. I signed up for Paramount Plus so I could watch old seasons of Survivor, but unfortunately, the experience of using Paramount Plus is so bad that I never use it. I don't know if it's just the app on my TV specifically, but episodes of that show used to be shot in a 4:3 aspect ratio, but Paramount Plus stretches it out to widescreen. Meanwhile, all of the ads, which are shot in widescreen, for some reason are squished down to 4:3. Also, pausing doesn't work. It actually took me like days to even sign up for Paramount Plus. I don't know why. I tried on every device and they just didn't want my money for some reason. That being said, I am very happy that Rocket Money is sponsoring today's video because it gives me a good excuse to complain about Paramount Plus. I stopped using it a while ago, but forgot to cancel the subscription, which is why Rocket Money comes in handy. Rocket Money safely and securely identifies recurring charges and lets you cancel those subscriptions with just a couple of clicks in the app. You don't need to worry about pesky customer service calls. You don't need to worry about Jeff Probst coming to your house to ask you why you're canceling your subscription. It just works. Rocket Money also has some great budgeting tools. You can monitor your spending by category, create budgets so you can get the most out of your money, and develop good saving habits. Rocket Money has helped save customers up to $740 a year when they use all the features, with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. So to save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/Danny or click the link in the description to get started with Rocket Money for free. And you can also unlock even more features with premium. That's rocketmoney.com/Danny to get started for free. Thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out Rocket Money. Now back to the video. After the whole escaping from the police incident, two of those teens from the bar decide to go make out in the ocean.
This is great.
They're smooching, they're making out. The boy goes underwater to... I actually don't know what he was planning on doing down there. It kind of looks like he's going to suck on her toes. But you know who that attracts? The Croc! The Croc said, hold on. If anybody's sucking on anybody's toes around here, you better believe it's gonna be the most sexually aggressive reptile. So he eats the boy, and then he eats the girl, all while this lone, terrified girl watches on in horror. I love how casually she rides away. She is in no rush. Ah, a killer croc! I gotta go get help! But I shouldn't go too fast. I gotta focus on me. I gotta take care of myself first.
My sister.
No, good call. No need to give any credence to the girl who literally saw them get eaten by an alligator. Yeah, she was probably just making it up. She probably just wanted attention. She's like curled up in a corner, traumatized somewhere, and they're just like, stop lying! There's no such thing as alligators, you idiot! You killed them, didn't you? During this scene, there's a mysterious man just kind of lurking on the sidelines of the investigation. He's not part of the police. He's just there. And he's mysterious, but it seems like he might have a hunch. And then suddenly, the police pull a leg out of the water. What kind of question is that? Maybe she's still alive. It's just a leg. She might not have even noticed it fell out. Like a tooth or something. We assumed so. You're a police officer, and you pulled up with like 15 other police officers. I know what it looks like, but no strip club tonight, Jack. Yeah, I know. People are dying. I'm here on official business. Unless... No, dude, we have to catch this crocodile before it kills again. Right. Yes, exactly. But what if it's at the strip club? Yo! So the girl that Theo was flirting with at the bar is having a funeral for her cousin. And since everyone thinks it was Jack's crocodile that ate the cousin, they are not very happy when he shows up. He keeps asking, are you okay and what's wrong, when everybody doesn't want to talk to him. Dude, somebody died. What's going on? Why is everyone so sad? Hey, where's your cousin? The ugly one.
You need to get these kids out of the water. We've got a croc out here.
What kind of croc?
One that eats people.
Yeah, right.
All right, man, why'd you even ask if you weren't gonna care what he said? He gave you the worst answer you could possibly hear while your kids are in the water, and you were still like, yeah, I don't care. But look, we know from earlier that sure, this movie is violent, but they would never actually show a child getting murdered by a crocodile. No! I think the one thing that's gonna help me kill this thing is being super wasted. God, skewer him, man. So who are all these people anyway? You're way too creepy to have this many friends. Are these people you kidnapped or something? Basically just the really dumb, slow ones. One thing that really surprised me about this movie is how overwhelmingly positive all of the comments on YouTube are. This movie is super boring, the acting is really bad, there are long periods of seemingly pointless plot development, and yet the YouTube comments seem to love it. But they are pretty much exclusively all about how pretty the scenery in Thailand is, and not about the movie or the plot at all. So I guess that makes sense. Great movie, well filmed,
Nice locations. Beautiful filming. Never thought Thailand was so perfect a paradise. Thanks so much. Yeah, well, it's not that perfect if people keep getting eaten by alligators, is it? Great movie with beautiful scenery. Thanks. Do these people think that the director invented Thailand? Because he didn't. It's been around for a while and you can go there. So they find the croc and they kill it. It's honestly pretty unsatisfying. I don't know what I was expecting, for them to like pull off the mask of the alligator and it was the tax investigator all along. But I was hoping for some kind of closure as to like why this happened, outside of two fishermen woke him up with a bomb. The ending of this movie is very somber. They're all just kind of traumatized on their little boat until Jack's sister asks Croc if the crocodile ate his leg. I forgot to mention, Croc only has one leg. I don't know if you've noticed that. And so you just assume, oh, he must be hunting the croc because the croc ate his leg. And Croc says, good. I was hoping this movie would end like an episode of The Big Bang Theory. Well, guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hello, Greg. Well, guys, I've got some interesting content for you today, as usual. I found a very curious case that I would like your opinion on, but I don't want to give anything away just yet. I just want you to watch the first couple TikToks, and then I will sort of explain what's going on, okay? So this is the first TikTok I saw of this guy. His name is Dustin Tyler. It says, drink a bucket of bleach or date Selena Gomez again. Let's see what he says. So yeah, deeply personal thing to post on TikTok, I feel like. I didn't know who this guy is when I first saw this TikTok, so I was just very confused. I was like, did this guy date Selena Gomez? It says again. It's not just some guy speculating, like, I probably wouldn't like dating Selena Gomez, so yeah, I'll take the bleach. So then he made another video responding to this comment. It says, is he making fun of Bryce Hall, or, and I don't know what that's referring to. I don't know if Bryce Hall said that he liked Selena Gomez or dated her or something, but this just provides a little more insight into the relationship that this guy had with Selena Gomez.
Nah, I'm not making fun of Bryce Hall. Him and I are nothing alike. See, he has to make stories up that he was with Selena Gomez. Me, I actually was. And then I friend zoned her, and then I broke her little heart.
Again, a very mean tone to the video, condescending to this person who is just genuinely asking a question, but gives a lot of insight into his alleged relationship with Selena Gomez.
And then I friend zoned her, and then I broke her little heart.
I am curious about the details of the story though, because just the order of events is kind of weird to me, the way he laid it out. He says, I was with Selena Gomez, and then I friend-zoned her, and then I broke her little heart. He says that things happened in that order. Usually, you don't start dating someone and then friend-zone them. Usually when guys talk about getting friend-zoned, it's like they're talking to this girl, and then she reveals that she sees them as more like friends. This guy's saying, we were dating. They could have been dating for like 3 years, and then he turns to her and he's like, you know, I really see you like a sister. The best sister I ever had. So he says he dated her and then friend-zoned her and then broke her heart. So he like friend-zoned her, broke things off with her, and then he broke her heart. What did he do? I dated her, I friend-zoned her, and then I killed her hamster. Just straight up stepped on it. This was years later, by the way. Anyway, by now you're probably wondering, who the hell is this guy? Is this Justin Bieber? Because I know they dated. That's what I thought at first. I thought, is this what Justin Bieber looks like now? But no, this guy's name is Dustin Tyler. And I scrolled through his page to try to figure out who this guy is, and here's what I came up with. It's coming soon, but just like Oklahoma, mine is coming sooner. I'm just a late bloomer. Okay, so I didn't know who this guy was at first, but luckily there's a logo in the corner that says Victorious. Apparently this guy was a character on Victorious. At first I did think this was Andy Samberg from 2006, but he was a character, let's see, Victorious puppet guy. He was this guy. Robbie Shapiro is one of Tori's friends at Hollywood Arts, and he's got a few videos where he does sort of a glow up. He's like, this is what I used to look like back when I was on Victorious, and this is what I look like now. Don't I look so different? And then I was like, okay, this makes sense now. So this guy used to be on like an old Nickelodeon show, and so he was probably in with the Nick kids and the Disney kids, and so that's how he knew Selena Gomez, and that's how they dated, right? It all makes sense. However, after reading the comments on these TikToks, I came to discover that this guy, this man, is not the guy from Victorious. These are two different people. He's just straight up lying about everything. He's not that guy. He didn't date Selena Gomez. His page is full of lies. And to be honest, he's not lying very well, mind you, because the actual guy from Victorious, his name is Matt Bennett.
and he has a TikTok account. And if you wanted to pretend to be him, you could at least make your name on TikTok Matt Bennett. I think that would make people believe you a lot more if you really wanted to trick people. But he didn't. He just he just kept his real name. Dustin Tyler. That's me. Please don't Google my name. So this dude's whole thing, apparently, is just like making shit up on TikTok and then hoping it goes viral because people are kind of like, whoa, you used to be the guy from Victorious? Or whoa, you used to date Selena Gomez? And now you'd rather kill yourself than date her again? That's crazy. It's also funny now that he says that he friend-zoned Selena Gomez, because that would imply that, like, they are now friends, you know? And this is a pretty fucked up thing to say about your friend. Date Selena Gomez again, dude? Oh, that's, disgusting, dude. That fucking, I hate that girl. I hate her. I would not touch her with a 10-foot pole. She's crazy. And she's my best friend. But again, it turns out that he did not friend zone her at all. Maybe he stranger zoned her. He friend zoned her so hard that they don't even know each other. And never did. This is kind of interesting to me because this is sort of playing off an existing trend on TikTok where people will post like that they have some sort of past or current relationship with a celebrity, like my uncle is Tom Cruise, or like my grandma is Sandra Bullock. And like TikToks like these will go viral because people are just like weirdly obsessed with stuff like that. The comments are always like, holy shit, I didn't know Tom Cruise had a family. I'm not really sure why people are so surprised about it. I understand just being like, huh, yeah, I never really thought about like what Tom Cruise's cousin would be like before. But then again, why would you, you know? Like, I can't imagine why you'd ever be in like a Mission Impossible movie wondering like, I wonder who the guy who plays this character's cousin is. What's that guy like? What's he up to? So I guess it's just surprising to like see him. But it's not really surprising to find out that he does have a cousin. I don't think we're all under the impression that, like, Chris Pratt just showed up out of, like, just came about through natural causes. If you just search on TikTok, I think famous relative check, lots of videos will come up about being related to Charli D'Amelio or Bob Saget. Okay, this guy is saying that his mom is Flo from Progressive. This is kind of like a popular thing on TikTok, and anytime like a big celebrity has some cousin post about them, it goes viral. But the downside to blowing up in this fashion is that it's kind of hard to keep this momentum going, you know? Most people don't have multiple famous relatives, so you can't just keep posting about like having more famous relatives. I mean, I guess if your cousin was Justin Bieber, you could just sort of keep filming him at every like family get together. But you are kind of just limited to one famous person, which is where I think this guy Dustin Tyler has it all figured out, because he doesn't just pick one celebrity to be related to. He'll lie about being related to anybody in a multitude of ways. Now, I should say that in this dude's profile, it does say jokes/satire. So he is covering his bases just in case someone tries to like sue him for whatever that would be, lying. Being weird. In case anybody tries to sue me for being a little bit strange, it's all jokes. Also, all of his TikToks about like dating famous women are about him friend zoning them. Or like him like dating them and being like, yeah, I dated like the most famous woman in the world. It was trash. Low-key, I'm a little bit out of her league. I mean, look at me, dude. I've got tattoos, and I live in a hallway. And he kind of tries to disguise it as sort of like self-deprecating, like, oh, what an idiot I am. I dated the most famous pop star in the world, and I was too good for her, and I broke her heart, ripped it to smithereens, and now I kind of regret it. Dope, I'm so stupid. Oopsie. If this is all of his content, then like his whole friend group must just be famous pop stars, right? If he's friend zoning all of these girls, and they're just his friends now. Maybe this is the only way he knows how to make friends.
Put your back into it, tell us why, show us how, look at where you came from, look at you now.
The caption for that one is, this is what I looked like when I friend-zoned Ariana Grande. Okay, that one's not even trying to disguise it as like a self-deprecating joke. That one's just like, look at how ugly I was when I friend-zoned a literal pop music icon. And now look at how hot I am. I can't decide how I feel about this, because on one hand it's kind of creepy, but it also is kind of funny that he's just like pretending to be dating all of these famous people. I will say, very disrespectful to the guy from Victorious. The fact that he's using this guy's picture to be like his past ugly self and being like, but now don't worry guys, now I'm hot. I don't look like that ugly ass dweeb anymore. And he's like showing a picture that's not even him, it's some other guy. And he's also kind of like lying about things that that guy did too now. He just starts assigning all of this horrible shit to this guy that's not even him. Yeah, this is what I looked like back when I robbed that bank. Can you believe this is what I looked like back then? Damn, that was the same year I blew up that hospital too. Shit, I've really changed since then. My name is Matt Bennett, by the way, and I did all those things. People just walk away from those videos being like, wow, that guy who played that kid in Victorious is kind of an asshole. Also, one of the weirdest things about this is he also posts all of these TikToks on Instagram, and he's verified on Instagram, which seems very weird because literally all he does is pretend to be other people, and somehow that gets him verified. But he does, in fairness, also say jokes and satire in his Instagram description. So when Instagram verified him, what they're saying is, don't worry guys, this really is the guy who pretends to be the guy from Victorious. If you're wondering if this guy really is who he says he is really the guy that pretends to date Selena Gomez. They do get a little bit creepier though. This one is like that sound that's like, back in the day, me and you, baby, we used to have fun. And it says, my mind when I bump into Ariana Grande when she's with her husband with like a emoji. Imagine this guy that Ariana Grande's never met before bumping into her in public with her husband. Remember me? It's like, I've never seen you before in my life. Oh, the fun we used to have. If he keeps making TikToks like these are only going to get progressively more and more creepy the more like life changes Ariana Grande goes through. The next one's like me following Ariana Grande's daughter home from elementary school to tell her about all the good times me and her mom had. Me in court while Ariana Grande's trying to file a restraining order against me. And if you wonder if I hate you, imagine Ariana Grande's husband, like, just randomly stumbling across this TikTok. What the fuck? I don't even know this guy. Imagine if he sees all the other TikToks and, like, believes them, because he doesn't know. Babe, who is this guy? And she's like, I have no idea. And he's like, bullshit. You're just saying that. You're lying to me. This guy friend-zoned you, and now he hates me. And she's like, no, I literally have no idea who that guy is. He's lying. You obviously do know him. He was on Victorious. That guy was not on Victorious. You are so full of shit. He's verified on Instagram, babe. Yeah, fuck no. Okay, that one just throws off the whole thing. I thought he wanted Ariana Grande back. And all the other TikToks, he's like, damn, I wish I never friend-zoned her. And now he's saying I would never date her again? How do you reconcile those two? Oh, I wish I didn't friend-zone Ariana Grande. I wish I killed her. These are getting a little creepy, kind of like bringing her husband into it. There's one comment under this TikTok that says, you're using her name a little too much, I think. And he commented under it, I'm obsessed with her. I'm not using her name too much. I'm obsessed with her. I think I'm using it an appropriate amount. How am I supposed to stop using her name if I can't stop thinking about her? How does that make any sense? Again, I get that this is all a bit, you know, it's all jokes and satire, but I do feel like he may be taking the bit a little bit too far and committing a little bit too hard to the bit now. He's gonna get arrested and be like, that video that I posted of me over Ariana Grande and her husband sleeping was a joke. I was making fun of someone who would do that. The knife in my hand was a goof. You wanna know the craziest thing about this? Is all this dude does is pretend to be other people and pretend to be related to other people. And he has 1.7 million followers on TikTok. You know John Legend? Like an actual famous person just started a TikTok. You know how many followers he has? He's got 1.6 million followers. He's got less followers than someone pretending to be related to somebody famous. Dustin Tyler has 4 times as many followers as the actual guy from Victorious. Matt Bennett has 400,000 followers, and a guy pretending to be him has 4 times more. It's like, how do you get more followers by making TikToks about being like related to somebody than you do by being that guy? He hasn't just pretended to date celebrities, he also has pretended to be Keanu Reeves' son.
People, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
And a lot of them have this kind of theme where like people and like potential girlfriends only like him because he's Keanu Reeves' son. And I just think it's kind of funny that in this this fictional world where he can make up anything. He picks such a sad reality for himself. He picks these worlds where, like, he turned away the love of his life, Ariana Grande, and now he's bitter, and he despises her husband. And he picks this world where Keanu Reeves is his dad, but, like, he can't really be sure if anyone actually likes him for him because everyone's just so obsessed with Keanu Reeves. He's turning his life into a tragedy. He's made a tragedy of himself. Also, I think it's kind of funny that in this scenario, it seems like the she that this video is talking about would be Ariana Grande. You know how Ariana Grande is obsessed with Keanu Reeves, and that's a thing about her?
Screaming, crying.
Also, I want to know where he's making these TikToks. He's always either like in a hallway or in a storage closet. I feel like I'm way more interested than his life than like whatever fantasy land he's coming up with. I feel like he's making these at work. Whatever job this guy works, I must be the most boring job in the world. I get daydreaming about like dating Ariana Grande or like having a famous parent, but then like daydreaming and fantasizing about like dating Selena Gomez, but it was trash. It's like you've gone through everything else there is to daydream about. And now all you have to daydream about is like, what if people only liked me because my dad was in the Matrix? Anyway, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this creepy or normal? Is this creepy behavior or is this all in good fun? And it's just kind of like a silly guy being goofy and wacky. Let me know. Anyway, thank you so much to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. Guys, live events are back, and you're gonna be going back to them in style. You wanna know why? Because thanks to SeatGeek, you can save $20 using my code GREG on SeatGeek. If you don't know what SeatGeek is, it's basically an app for your butt. And what I mean by that is it helps get your butt in some dope-ass seat. SeatGeek is a ticketing app. It helps you get tickets in the easiest way possible. I've got the app on my phone. I've used it to get tickets to a variety of shows in the past, and I really like how it tells you whether or not you're getting a good deal on tickets. It basically color codes the seats and the tickets so you know whether you're getting a good deal or a bad deal. Green means good, red means stop. Whether it's concerts, baseball, basketball, football, etc., whatever you're into that has tickets, you can probably find it on SeatGeek. I personally am going to an Oliver Tree show in February, which I'm very excited about. Got the tickets on SeatGeek. It was super easy to do. And again, thanks to SeatGeek sponsoring this video using the promo code GREG, you can get $20 off tickets from SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase if you use my code GREG, and make sure you click the link in the description to download the app. Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out SeatGeek. Bye. This is Love on a Leash. I think it is the worst movie I have ever seen. Other movies I've watched on this channel have had their issues. Sure. They've had plot holes. They've had terrible pacing. They've had Noah Centineo. Yeah. But this movie, Love on a Leash, is just different. This movie fails in every possible category. This movie is bad at even being a movie. Look at the poster. You can probably tell what the movie is about just by looking at the poster. And yes, it is as bad as you think. This movie came out in 2011. It is about a woman falling in love with a dog. It's sort of like Beauty and the Beast. And you'd think, oh, it's not a beast, it's just a dog. So maybe he won't be as bad as the Beast. No, he's way worse than the Beast. You're gonna hate this dog by the time the movie is over. And this movie has a lot of not great themes, so please be cautious while watching this movie. It's nothing like graphic. I'm not gonna show anything that would be like rated R, but just beware. Now, if you think I'm over exaggerating about how bad this movie is, let's just take the intro, for example, because this movie starts with utter silence. We get this opening montage with no music, no sound, just dog. And it lasts for a cool 1 minute and 12 seconds before we get any sort of dialogue, and that is because this movie has no soundtrack. And you might be thinking like, oh wow, that's kind of cool. Kind of like an avant-garde choice to intentionally make a film with no music throughout. And I don't think it was intentional, because there's definitely spots where there's supposed to be music. Also, in the opening credits, there is a composer credited. Wait, the composer's name is Peter Davison? Skeet! Can this motherfucker keep his hands out of anything? Try not ruining one movie, Pete Davidson. Okay, just kidding, but seriously, why is there a composer credited? Did they have a soundtrack composed for this movie and then just forget to put it in? Did Peter Davison take their money and then ghost them? And them putting him in the credits is like a slight dig at him? Oh yeah, you like the soundtrack in this movie? You like the ambiance that it adds? Thanks so much. Peter Davison did it. If you have a movie and you want to hire someone who you will pay thousands of dollars to only for them to run off to Greece with your wife, then hire Peter Davison. But enough talking about the soundtrack, because there is none. It's time to meet our protagonist, a horny dog named Alvin Flang.
Where are the ladies at?
Gross. In this opening montage, we see Alvin walking around the park a little bit, supposedly looking for girls.
Oh, here is one.
Being homophobic.
Hey, lay off, man. I'm not gay.
And then getting rejected by a girl.
Ugh, that's messed up. It's because I'm a dog, isn't it?
That she doesn't want to fuck you? Yeah, dude, I think it's because you're a dog. While recovering from this brutal rejection, Alvin goes over to a pond to sulk, and the pond starts talking to him.
Come back. Find a girl.
Girl?
If she only loves you, you may have a chance.
Find a girl? That's my specialty.
So as you might have noticed, this movie starts off with zero context whatsoever. We don't know who the fuck this dog is. We don't know why he has a human brain. We don't know where Peter Davison is and when he's gonna send over the finalized soundtrack for the movie. And the director just assumes that we, as the audience, have enough info to go off of to be on the dog's side here. Okay, first off, tell us why he's a dog. I'm not gonna root for this guy unless you tell me why he's cursed to be in a dog's body. There's obviously a reason, and I'm not just gonna start rooting for a horny, homophobic dog for no reason. But I guess I'm just kind of special like that. And you might think, oh, they're probably about to explain it, right? But no. It's like halfway into the movie before they finally tell you what the fuck is up with this dog and why he's a dog. Anyway, so now he's off to find a girl that's in love with him. And first off, can I just say, this movie came out in 2011, and they definitely had better cameras than this in 2011. This movie was clearly made on like a shoestring budget. This movie gives off the vibe that like all the actors are just the director's friend. This dog is just the director's dog. The dog is clearly not like a professionally trained dog actor. The dog just kind of does whatever, and then they add in human voiceover over it to kind of explain what the dog is thinking, which 9 times out of 10 does not match up with what the dog is doing. Okay, so he's on his quest. The pond has given him a mission. He can maybe change into a human if he finds a girl. This is the main mission of the movie. He's gotta find a girl and get her to fall in love. Just one quick question. How is he supposed to do that? That's gross. And even if he does somehow find a girl that's into dogs, do you have any idea how pissed off she's gonna be when he turns from a dog into a human? She's gonna be so mad. Anyway, he finds this girl named Lisa, and he decides to get her attention by making himself look all dirty and beaten up, and she ends up taking him into her home. Lisa is introduced as kind of a traditional girl. She has a friend who's always trying to get attention from guys, and it doesn't matter what kind of guy she gets attention from. She's always going out and partying, but Lisa is different. Lisa is waiting for the right man to come along and sweep her off her feet. And this summer, the right man just might be a fucking dog. Next, we get to see Lisa at work. She works at a department store and she's helping this woman try on a dress.
Ma'am, I told you that dress was too small for you. No, it's because I'm sweaty.
Why do I feel like those sound effects weren't in the script? Why do I feel like the script didn't say woman tries on dress and farts in the camera? I feel like that wasn't written in. I feel like the actor didn't know that was gonna happen. Seems very mean. Seems especially mean when you remember that the person who edited the sound in this movie literally didn't do anything else. He didn't add in music, that's for sure. He was just like, this woman's big butt makes fart noises, and then he went home.
Miss, I'm sorry. This dress is too tight for you. I can't sell it to you.
What? Okay, I feel like they want to make Lisa seem like the reasonable one here. Like the lady is being totally unreasonable. But this is kind of fucked up, right? To be like, no, I can't sell you this dress. Sorry. It doesn't fit you and it never will. So, sorry, maybe lose a few pounds before you come back into my store.
How about being my roommate? Huh?
Okay, you pay the rent and I'll sniff my butt.
Okay, wait. Is Alvin Flang a human trapped in a dog's body? Or is he just a dog? Because that was a very dog thing to say. They haven't explained anything yet. So in the lore of this movie, like, is this just how all dogs are? All dogs have these, like, human internal monologues and want to turn into humans so they can have romantic relationships with humans? Or is he a human trapped in a dog's body who just happens to like sniffing his butt? From there, Alvin and Lisa start to share some very fond memories. Like Lisa trying to name him Prince and him insisting that his name is Alvin Flang.
My name is Alvin Flang.
Well, okay, maybe something a little more class.
Like Alvin Flang.
And Lisa joking that he should buy her a dress and him saying that he'd rather kill himself.
I can't afford it. Unless you're buying.
I'd rather kill myself.
What's funny about that line is that the thing that would make him want to kill himself isn't being cursed to live your entire life as a human trapped in a dog's body. It's buying a dress for a pretty girl. Over the course of the movie, there are a few other men that pursue Lisa romantically. There's Kyle, who she works with, and there's Frank, who kind of stalks her while she works. And because Lisa's having a hard time finding a husband, she decides, you know what, I'll go on a date with these guys. So she goes on a date with Frank, and on their first date, he ends up bringing his mom, who just grills her the entire time.
Lisa, my grandson is only 10 years old, and we're very anxious to find a stepmother for him. This child has been raised using the latest scientific technology in nutrition, education, and psychology.
What does that mean? This child was raised by robots. He needs another human in his life. He is cold, hollow, and violent. He needs to learn love from a human woman. Many women have tried and unfortunately met their demise.
He has an IQ of 170.
Yeah, no shit. We raised him using the latest technology. He's not just any regular iPad baby, okay? We used the newest iPad, so that makes him very smart.
And to be certain that he grows up to become president of the United States.
Huh?
We must ask a specific request to any prospective stepmother. She cannot have any children of her own.
What?
Furthermore, in order for her to not become pregnant, she must agree to have her tubes tied before the marriage.
Saying we need to make certain implies that they're already like pretty sure that the son is gonna be president. They just need to make sure all their ducks are in a row, which I guess is fair. They have been using the coolest, latest doodads. They raised this kid in a self-driving Tesla, baby. What is this logic? Is every president an only child? I don't even follow what she's saying with this. Maybe she doesn't want Lisa's attention divided between multiple children, but this is just such a weird plot development. This has nothing to do with what's going on in the movie. How is a man trapped in a dog's body the least interesting thing that's happening in this movie right now? So obviously this date doesn't go well, so she ends up going on a date with Kyle, where Kyle comes over, tells Lisa that he's gay, but he still wants to get married because his family will disown him if he doesn't marry a woman, and he's very rich, so he can provide for her. All in all, Lisa is not having good luck with men, but this summer, she might have good luck with a fucking dog. What happens next in this movie is insane and very uncomfortable. After Kyle leaves, Lisa's just chilling, and her manager from the store comes in, very drunk, and tries to have his way with Lisa.
Lisa. Back off, she's mine.
Okay, dude, that's a pretty insane thing to say when a girl is getting assaulted, right?
You're fired!
I quit!
Now I'm the king of the castle.
This is such a weird moment to infuse like a comedic relief dog with the plot. This movie just got so dark, and the dog is like, guess I'm the only guy left around here now, huh? Guess I'm sort of king of the castle. Yeah, bro, I hate you. Ever thought about that? Ever thought about the fact that you suck ass so hard?
King of the castle! King of the castle that's also a dog and lives in a house that is green.
Why is he gay? Why is Kyle gay?
Sorry, that's what she's taking away from all this? Huh? Why is Kyle gay? Bro, there are more pressing issues right now. What is the writer of this movie doing? Anyway, she's completely broken down at this point. She ends up running outside into the rain, sitting down in the grass, crying with her dog, and she decides, you know what? That's it. No more men. Men are nothing but trouble. All I want is my dog.
From now on, no more men. I'm gonna stay with you. Only you. We'll live together forever.
Shebang!
I think that might be my favorite transition of all time. As a dog, he yells, shebang! So you'd think that as a human, he'd be standing there all proud of himself, maybe like, shebang! But he's just looking down at her with the blankest stare. Uh-oh. He doesn't look like he's got any thoughts behind those eyes. Maybe he was just a dog all along, and now he's a human with a dog brain. From here, the movie makes a super strange tonal shift from like a goofy comedy to like this really intense romance movie where they're in the rain. For some reason, Alvin, who now only goes by Prince for some reason, for the rest of the movie, they pretty much exclusively refer to him as Prince. He is not a goofy dog anymore. He's this like romantic man who's like, I just want to be your husband now. Let me love you. The guy who plays the human version of Prince isn't even the same guy that did the voice of the dog. And they act way different. He went from being like, hey, scratch my belly, babe. I'm trying to get laid. To like acting like Anakin Skywalker from Attack of the Clones.
I don't like Sam.
And I don't know about you guys, but I miss the old Prince. This one's probably not even horny all the time.
Don't be afraid. It's really me, your dog.
Don't be afraid. You have no reason to be afraid. It's me, your dog. If my dog did this, I would be fucking terrified. Hey, don't worry, it's me. The one who tries to hump your leg all the time, it's me. Don't worry, I'm a man. I'm a grown man now. And I still want to fuck your leg. So they're standing in the rain. Lisa is so confused that she passes out for like 3 seconds. She is not taking this well, but we do finally get an explanation as to why Prince was a dog.
In my past life, I was punished for being a cheating playboy. I was cursed to live as a dog.
Oh, so it's like a reincarnation thing. Finally, they explain this. At first, I thought that it was like in the same lifetime. Like he got cursed to be a dog in this lifetime. But no, it's a reincarnation thing. I am confused about the lore of the movie. Does that mean this could happen with any dog? Are all dogs like used to be people that fucked up in this life and now they're dogs? Or are some dogs maybe like a hamster that did really good in its life? Which I would imagine is probably a lot of hamsters. I feel like it's pretty hard to fuck up as a hamster. I wouldn't think there's much expectations of a hamster, really. It's all about expectations.
Let me be your husband.
God, thanks for answering my prayer. Yeah, you're my husband.
What? Huh? Okay, so that's all it takes? She's like, yeah, I guess you were a pretty good dog who I met just weeks ago. Sure, you're my husband now. So they end up getting married. They decide to live together. They spend the night together, but that's when this movie goes completely off the rails. I thought this was like the main plot line. He found love, now he's a human forever. Nope, the curse is not broken, and you will not guess how this movie ends. The next day, Prince wakes up, and he's a dog again. So he goes back to the pond to find out why.
You lied to me. I'm still a dog.
You're just using her now.
So the magic pond is like, you were just using her to break the curse. And to be fair to Prince, like, yeah, no shit. He didn't want to be a dog anymore, so he did what you said to do to break the curse. They fell in love, dude. You can't be like, well, you only did that because I told you to. And it's like, yeah, you didn't really give him a choice, did you? So now the pond tells him that he'll only be a human when the sun is not shining. And in order to become a human full time, he has to be a real man and provide for his wife. This movie has very traditional views of what it means to be a man. What is this pond? What magic is this? Is this God? It kind of seems like she's a liar. She keeps adding on caveats to what he needs to do to become a human. She's like, okay, you found love, but you still don't have a joint bank account. So now you will be cursed to be a dog only every other day, except the last Tuesday of the month. This whole situation causes a lot of shenanigans to ensue. He's got to figure out how to make money. He's got to like meet Lisa's family, but he can only come out when the sun's not shining, otherwise he'll turn back into a dog like he does in this scene.
Dad, Prince just became a dog.
Big deal. I'm Alvin Schwein. How stupid. What kind of idiot doesn't know how to swim? All right, grab on, you pizza-faced cinderblock.
Pizza-faced cinderblock? Dude, that's so mean. What the hell is up with this dog? Why is his dog persona so vastly different than his human persona? Every time he turns back into a dog, he's like, what, you never seen a man turn into a dog before? Fuck you, I'm Alvin Flame. Screw you and this ugly-ass broad. I'm out of here, dude. Okay. We're here. We're at the end of the movie. We have arrived. Do you want to know what happens? Prince, I guess, just can't seem to figure out this whole, like, providing for his wife thing, and to be fair, he is a dog most of the time. But he realizes, wait, maybe if I just die, I'll be reincarnated as a human. A pretty bold assumption, honestly. They don't explain why they would think that. It seems like he has absolutely no reason at all to think that's true. The pond never said that, and I'm pretty sure she's God. It seems like she makes the rules. But he turns into a dog, he runs off, and he gets hit by a car. Ah, the old Marmaduke special, ending the movie with a dead dog. And this summer, she might just find luck with a dead dog. And you know what's interesting about all this? Is that at one point in the movie, he actually does buy her that dress from earlier. So I guess the prophecy was kind of true in a way. He did buy her the dress, and he did kill himself. So then we flash forward to years later, the movie says, and Lisa is old as hell. It looks like maybe like 20, 30 years have passed. And Prince, who has been reincarnated and then lived his whole ass life, so he's now as old as he was when he died before, shows back up.
What took you so long to come back?
Lisa, it's better that you don't know.
He turned old. The love made him turn old. Or the magic or the pond made him turn old. I don't know. I don't understand any of the lore in this movie. One thing's for sure though, dude. Do not let this guy turn back into a dog now, because he'd still be like 80 years old. And that is too old for a dog.
I have a dog training business. And naturally, it's very successful.
I guess you could say I know what dogs like, and I know how to reward them. You see, they're all former sex criminals.
I live a very comfortable life, but...
Okay, weird flex. I'm actually really rich now, by the way. And that, folks, is the end of the movie. He kills himself, and that apparently outsmarts the pond. Moral of the story? Pretty easy to outsmart a pond. All right, well now it's time to talk about our sponsor, HelloFresh. This video has been sponsored by HelloFresh. With mine and Laura's busy schedules, HelloFresh makes our lives so much easier. We don't have to go out grocery shopping as much, we don't have to spend as much time meal prepping, and I'm constantly learning new things that up my personal cooking game. For example, today I was cooking these pork tacos and it had a fun little tip in there about how to warm up your tortillas in the microwave without like totally destroying them, which is really nice. You can enjoy the freshest flavors of fall with HelloFresh because every recipe includes ripe, just picked produce that travels from the farm to your door in less than a week. HelloFresh can adapt to just about any lifestyle. They have veggie, pescatarian, fit and wholesome meals so you can stick to your goals. And they even have a line of kid-friendly recipes which they say are picky eater proof. So if you have a kid or you just, you know, have a less adventurous appetite, but still want to cook fresh meals, then that seems huge, honestly. And the fact that it's 72% cheaper than dining out or grocery shopping makes it a very economical decision. So if you want to check out HelloFresh, then head on over to HelloFresh.com and use my code TrulyGreg16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. That's HelloFresh.com, TrulyGreg16 for 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video and for sending me delicious food all the time. And thank you to you guys for checking out HelloFresh. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is what I call my fans here on YouTube. And to join Greg, all you have to do is subscribe and turn on my notifications. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. What's up, Greg, and welcome back to another episode of But Dads Are Back.
You are not the father.
Yay! That's right, this is another installment of everybody's favorite series where I look at really strange ads for mobile games. There's this one that seemed to go viral on Twitter a couple days ago that like everybody's been tagging me in, so I figure, you know what? I might as well bring back the series for an episode to talk about it. This video has 300,000 likes and 8 million views on Twitter, and guess what? I've got beef with them. I have a pretty significant beef with these ads, and I'll explain why, but first, let's just go ahead and watch the ad that everybody's been tagging me in. To be fair, I did have to watch this multiple times for it to make sense to me, so I'm gonna walk you through it. That way, nobody gets lost along the way. So the ad starts out with very little context. It's a woman in a wedding dress, she's crying, and she's taking a taxi home, only to find out that her house has burnt down. Right away, so much backstory that I feel like I'm missing. The first time I watched this, I'm like, are we in the middle of an ad right now? Is this the beginning of the ad? Am I supposed to have watched other ads before this? But rest assured, I've watched a bunch of other ads for this game, and there is no context to be found. There is no explanation, so you just have to accept that this woman is having a very bad day. Then she gets a call from her grandma, and it looks like her grandma comes over to like comfort her for whatever happened at the wedding. I don't know if her fiance like stood her up or died, or if she stood him up. or die. While she's being comforted, it also looks like she's holding a picture of herself from the wedding. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's supposed to be the grandma's wedding photos. And she's showing her granddaughter like, look at how happy I was at my wedding. Aw, your fiance stood you up and died at your wedding? Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. Look how happy I was at my wedding though. Look at all these pictures. See how I'm smiling at all of them? The reason I'm smiling is because my husband was present at the wedding and alive at the wedding as well. I wasn't marrying a present corpse. He was also alive. Does that make you feel better? Are my happy memories making you feel better? Why not? Then I guess to further comfort her, the grandma gives her a house, which I guess would be a nice gift, but the house is in like terrible condition. The grandma just gives her the keys to this like dilapidated shack. I guess it's big, but is that even a nice gift for someone who just went through like a horrible breakup? Hey, so I know that you're really sad that the person you love the most in your life stood you up at your wedding and doesn't want anything to do with you anymore, but you know what would make you feel better? A really big empty house. A house so big that it could be full of like some little kids running around or a little husband running around, but instead it's just big and empty. Does that make you feel better? Why not? Plus on top of that, with how like out of repair this house is, this just seems like a huge burden. I mean, I hope it'll be nice when it's done because it is pretty big, but like, this just seems like so much work. You know, it actually doesn't even look like it's in that much better condition than her original house. Well, sweetie, we know that you really miss your house because it burnt down and that was like the worst day of your life. So we wanted to make you feel better. So as a community, we all pitched in and raised enough money to buy you a second burnt down house. Go on, get in there. So by now the ad is about halfway done, and if you're wondering like, wait, what even is this game? I don't understand how this is an ad for the game, and what is going on? You're not alone. But luckily they take a pause from the story real quick to show us some actual gameplay from the game. And it's just like a home improvement game, like a gardening and fixer-uppy game. In fact, you might notice that it has kind of like a similar vibe to Lily's Garden, which I talked about like, I don't even know how long ago, like a year ago? A year and a half? If you don't remember, Lily's Garden were the absurdly inappropriate ads for a gardening game. They had all sorts of fun ads, like Lily's private time sitting on the washer, Lily pretending that she's pregnant so that her boyfriend will leave her. All sorts of wacky scenarios that they used to market this game that, as far as I could tell, was just about gardening. So hold the absolute F up, Merge Mansion, which is the name of this game. I don't know if I've said it yet. So hold up, Merge Mansion. You think you can just steal Lily's Garden's thing? I'm sorry, but I'm not going to allow this copycat behavior, okay? Sure, I didn't like Lily's Garden ads at the time, or even now. And they also tried to start beef with me by putting my little nutcracker guy in their commercials next to a dumpster. So really, I shouldn't be defending them at all. But you know what, Merge Mansion? Stop it. It's also just like so over the top for a game about just like home improvement. Is all of this context and backstory necessary? Would this be important to me if I downloaded the game? Would I use this information at all? So I've got an empty spot in my garden. I can either plant a tree or build a statue. Keeping in mind that my fiance did either die or stand me up on my wedding day, I think the choice is actually pretty clear. I'm going back to therapy. Okay, so then the ad takes a drastic turn. What the hell did Grandma do? Huh? It's not clear what they're arresting her for. And they never explain it either, so I'm not sure if it's just like another thing that you're just gonna have to accept you don't know the answer to, like what happened to her fiance and how did her house start on fire? Or maybe it has something to do with the fiance and the house. I don't know. Did she burn down the house? Did she burn down the fiance? I don't know. And there you go, that's the whole ad. He is alive. Oh, rats, Merge Mansion. Just when I think I figured out some of the context of this ad, you go and pull the rug right out from under me. What the fuck does that mean? So, who is alive, first of all? The fiance? I'm going to have to assume that's who they're talking about, which makes me think that I might have been right about them all thinking the fiance died? Is that why the wedding was canceled? And if so, how did they think that he died? How did they think that he died but never saw him be dead? Did he just not show up to the wedding and everyone was like, damn, he must be dead? That's the only reason a groom has never not showed up to a wedding, because he died. So that sucks. Maybe at first they thought the fiance stood her up at the wedding, but then when she got home to where she and the fiance lived together, the house is burned down. So then they're like, oh shit, he didn't just stand her up. He stood life up. He stood up the rest of his life. Now that's all interesting enough, right? That was a very strange ad, I think we can all agree. But if you scroll down in this Twitter thread, apparently there are other endings to this ad. There are like slight alternate endings that apparently other people have seen. So here's one of them. Instead of saying he is alive, her hand says, I planned this. Which I feel like if we're talking about the whole like fiance fake death thing, like almost means the exact same thing. There's also an alternate ending that has her saying you're next on the hand. I mean, all sort of just alluding to the same fact that the grandma did something nefarious and that's why the fiance disappeared, or, you know, she did something wild and wacky and now she's going to jail. I can't wrap my head around why they made these alternate endings. Are they like targeting the different ads to different groups of people? Like this really small change will have a different appeal to different demographics? Okay, so we're thinking that You're Next will go to the Gen Zers. But for the older crowd, like the baby boomers, we're thinking I planned this on her hand. Because old people really like planning. After doing a little bit of detective work on YouTube, I was able to find like, I guess the production company or studio or something that makes these ads. Okay, so that ad is about having a threesome. Does the game, I just want to know, does the game have anything to do with these ads? This home improvement game? I can't imagine it does. Okay, so now I'm out in the garden and here's a bush. What do I want to do here? I can either water bush, cut bush, have sex with two people hiding in bush. It's interesting that this is like the studio that makes these ads because they have a little description. Merge Mansion, a hit game from Metacore, needed 3 different ads full of warmth, humor, and drama. Warmth, humor, and drama. The simple warmth of finding out your fiance died and that your house burnt down and that your grandma had something to do with it all. They wanted to make films that are distinctive, surprising, and interesting from the first second. Distinctive? Try telling that to Lily's Garden, dude. I'm actually in love with this Twitter thread though, because once this tweet started picking up traction and a bunch of people started seeing it, everybody started replying with weird ads that they've seen. And yeah, there's some weird ass ads out there. I haven't done this series in a while, and it turns out that developers have been going buck wild, dude. That's all I can say. Look at this. Wow. Dude, what a brutal kick. Oh my god. The sound effect and everything. I know that this is a common theme for all of these game ads, but I couldn't even wager a guess as to what this game is about. They're like stranded on an island, maybe? Like a desert island, but also this dude is like doing a little stripper pole dance for this girl. It's this fun new game where a group of people get stranded on a desert island and they have to start a new society, and instead of implementing money as currency, they implement pole dancing and lap dances, weirdly enough, as currency. And instead of jail, you just get punted. This next ad is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, and I'm not exaggerating. And there's no way you'll believe me unless I just play it, so here you go. Dude, what is this? Stinky fart dragon game? Dragonscapes.adventure. What the hell? What is this? The dragon farts once and the girl laughs and she's like, oh, you like that? You kind of like when I fart? And the girl's like, yeah, I guess it's kind of silly. It's kind of like funny in an immature type of way. And the dragon's like, oh, okay. Well, how about I fart so hard that I break your spine? You like my farts, huh? How about I fucking kill you? Wait, is this the same girl? Dude, it is! Wait, okay, so this ad had nothing to do with dragons, but this is clearly the same girl. She's got the same outfit and everything. Okay, maybe this game doesn't have anything to do with pole dancing or dragons. Is it just about punting this girl? Sending her flying? Okay, so the main object of this game is to wait until this girl's having a good time, see how she's dancing and having fun, or she like thinks that the dragon's fart is kind of funny. Wait until she's having fun, and then you just fucking send her. Oh, wait. In the very last frame, it looks like now she's on an island by herself. So is this like the backstory for how she gets stranded on Stripper Pole Island? She was just having a good time watching her dragon and then she got like farted onto a deserted island? Maybe I'm reading too much into this. Is this even a real game? download. That game looks pretty cringe. That game looks so weird. Who would download that? I mean, what do? You're in like colonial times and you form an army of dudes wearing only boxer briefs that can like form together into these sick big weapons, and then you like fight off these other armies? That's crazy. Crazy bad. That looks like a bad game. What is this game even called? Something dumb, probably. What is it? Guns of Glory? That's crazy, man. I would never want to even look at a game like that now that I know the name of it. Oh, look, this looks like one of those like episode type games, like a choose your adventure type thing. She says my fantasy ... and I guess you get to pick. Her two options are spank me master or spank my ass master. Is there a difference? Spank my ass master. Now spank me, master. Anyways, guys, I think that's enough badads for now. Now it's time for a good ad. Thanks to our sponsor, Sleeper. You guys, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Sleeper. Sleeper is a fantasy sports platform. It's an app that's available on the App Store and the Google Play Store, but it's not just any fantasy platform, it's the best fantasy platform for all of your fantasy football, basketball, and for gamers like me, it's even got esports. The reason I think Sleeper is the best fantasy platform out there is because they've got personality, dude. I mean, look at this app. It's got a sleek, modern design. It's got a beautiful UI, very clean, laid out just right. They've got all the features you're used to in fantasy apps and more. They've got social features like voice and text chat, which means leagues that use Sleeper have more fun. They chat more, they react to moves that happen all season long, and it all comes with 0 ads. If you don't have a group of friends to play with, that's fine because Sleeper just released a matchmaking feature that will help you find the league that's right for you. So if you and your friends want to take your fantasy sports league to the next level, then download Sleeper in the App Store or Google Play. The link will be in the description. Thank you to Sleeper for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out Sleeper. All right, well, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. We're basically the fastest growing army on YouTube. Please do not look that up, but it is true. All right, well, thanks again for watching, and I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye. This video is over now. Go find something else to watch, or just watch this video. I know we had a lot of fun, but you can't stay on this end screen forever. No. This video is over now. So why are you still watching this? What's up, Greg, and welcome back to another episode of Boomers Getting Fooled by AI on Facebook. Gang, there is an epidemic going on right now. While we all grew up with our parents telling us not to believe everything we read online, it is now time for us to return the favor. It is time for us to warn them that 90% of the content they see on Facebook is not real. All this started for me when I got this image on my timeline. Now, to the average person, this might look like your average great photograph. After all, dogs do this sort of thing all the time. But being the internet sleuth that I am, I was a little bit skeptical. For one, what are the dogs doing right here? Like, what is that? Are they chewing up some kind of pillow or animal carcass or something? Hey guys, my 6 golden retrievers paused in the middle of tearing apart a deer carcass to pose like this, completely unprompted. I gotta admit, this is a pretty great photograph, but also, I am very scared. I'm worried they're performing some kind of ritual. So this image doesn't seem right with me, but nobody else in the comments seemed to notice it was weird looking, so maybe I'm just crazy. Connie said, absolutely gorgeous. And then someone replied to that and said, you looking good in your picture. And a great comment. Whoa, dude. What? What a weird time to shoot your shot, dude. That was so out of the blue. Yeah, and actually, you know what's hotter than those dogs? You. And your comment. Hotter than the dogs? There's other weird parts of this image, like this dog that's either sitting on another dog or melted into another dog, but it is by far not the worst image on this account. You know, they say some people's dogs look exactly like their owners, and I think this is a great and terrifying example of that. There's a mix of responses on this image. Somebody should call the cops. Absolutely love. Creepy. Okay. Kinda mean. Look, I think we can all agree it's a terrifying image, but that baby did not choose to be born half dog, okay?
He was probably cursed by a witch. Please be nice to him, he has enough to deal with. Plus, you haven't even seen this full image. You'd be really creeped out if you saw that this dog actually has human feet and ass. As I began to click on these AI-generated photos on Facebook, I started to get recommended them more and more, to the point where now, when I go on Facebook, it's pretty much just AI-generated content. This is another account that I found that posts images like this. It always seems to be a child sculpting something very impressive out of trash, and the people in the comments just eat this stuff up, dude. Great work, keep it up, great talent, nice one, thanks. What do you mean thanks? Did you ask the kid to build this? Oh, finally, the kid I hired to build me a car is done with it. I can't wait to drive it around. I am 2 feet tall and a caveman, so this is perfect for me. All of the images in this genre give off the vibe of like, oh, look at this poor kid. Dishwasher pods come in. Very interesting material choices. Wow, look at this local impoverished child who made a Jesus sculpture out of only 1 million diamonds and other precious gems. Guys, toss him a like, he doesn't have much else. Made it with my own hands. And oh god, what a toll it took on this poor young child. He does not look so good, man. Made this with my own hands. And eyes. He took my fucking eyes! Now, all things considered, these images I've shown you so far are actually pretty tame, and the deeper and deeper you go into these accounts, the more insane they get. It's like they had a prompt that they used to generate the first few images, and then they just keep adding on to that prompt, making it longer and longer. But before I show you those images, I do want to take a moment to talk about today's sponsor, Opera. Opera is a browser that puts all default browsers to shame with its fun look and a ton of great features. And it's actually the browser I used to browse Facebook for this entire video, and let me just say, this thing browses Facebook like nobody's business. Just like AI images on Facebook, another thing ruining the usability of the internet is ads, plastered all over an article you're trying to read, trying to pry your attention away from what you're doing. I feel like I need blinders on sometimes when I'm using the internet. But Opera has an ad blocker built right into the browser. Just switch it on with one click, and suddenly web pages look so much nicer. Not to mention the fact that they also actually run smoother and faster with the ad blocker turned on. Like to listen to music while you're working? Who doesn't? I would be listening to music right now if I wasn't filming this video. That would be very distracting. Well, Opera has a music player built right into the sidebar of the browser, which works with Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, and more, so that you don't have to constantly be switching between apps. This makes me feel much more productive when I'm working, to just have everything in one neat, tidy place. You also have the ability to take snapshots right within the app. You can add text, add stickers, turn it into a silly meme or a YouTube thumbnail. Then you can send them to friends using messengers like Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Telegram, which are also built right into the sidebar of the browser. If you're working on the go, as I often do with my trusty laptop, you can switch on the battery saver with just one click, extending your browsing time by up to an hour. So if you want to check out Opera, it's totally free. Just use the link in my description to download Opera today. Thanks to Opera for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out Opera. Okay, like I was saying, the prompts just seem to keep getting longer and longer. It seems like one of the big tricks that these accounts use to get people to engage with them is by including Jesus or other Christianity symbols in their images. So this account at first just posted Jesus in the sand. This guy sculpted this gigantic Jesus thing. Everybody thinks it's beautiful. The caption is, "Why don't pictures like this ever trend?" Clearly baiting people to engage with it and like the picture. But then after Sand Jesus, I saw Sand Jesus on a log. Then I saw Sand Jesus on a log on a guy. Then I saw Sand Jesus on a log on 20 guys. Is there an AI that is also coming up with the prompts in the first place? Because like, who is coming up with these? These don't even seem like something a human being would come up with. Like in this one, why is Sand Jesus holding a smaller Sand Jesus? And why is he on like a runaway log? Like this guy is like, oh no, my Sand Jesus on a log with another Sand Jesus. It's getting away. Say what you want, but this is definitely my favorite part of the Bible. Another interesting thing about these pictures are the comments. Like all of the comments on the vast majority of these images is just amen, 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 amen. No questions, no concerns, just amen, 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 amen. Construction worker making Jesus using only a hammer. Amen, 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 amen. There's an entire genre on Facebook of AI generated images of Jesus made out of vegetables. And then show this on the screen with like a scary sound effect. Dun, dun. And you'll never guess what the comments are. Amen, 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 amen. On these images, you will not find a single comment questioning what
is going on here? Has this always been a thing? I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. No one's questioning why these kids' hands are facing the wrong way. Why, if he is made out of vegetables, are his eyes so blue and lifelike? And obviously, I'm not trying to make fun of Christianity at all here. If anything, I think these pictures are kind of disrespectful to Christianity because they're just like using these fake, ridiculous images to bait people into engaging with their profile so that they make money. But you should already know by now, it gets worse. It gets way worse than vegetable Jesus, dude. You got crab Jesus. You got shrimp Jesus. And of course you have another shrimp Jesus. Amen, amen, amen. Who is this for? It's on like a legitimate Facebook account. This account has 117,000 followers. Who is meant to appreciate this image? Christian shrimp? Hey man, shrimps gotta get to heaven too. How else can they be saved from their shellfishness? I'm convinced that there was not a human running this account at all. I think this account was conceived of, created, and is currently run by an AI. There was never a human involved. And not only that, I'm also starting to suspect that the comments are also bots. There is no other explanation for the amount of engagement on these pictures, and like serious engagement. And also all the comments are like saying the same things, and they're all very generic. So it feels very bot-like. So if that is true, then technology has created a corner of the internet where an AI is interacting with another AI, and they both think the other one is a human. Does that not just feel wrong? Like, I kind of feel like a third wheel just being on this page. Learning that AIs interact with other AIs without humans watching at all feels like learning that, like, ghosts hunt other ghosts. Thought they were here to scare us. What the hell? And of course, the caption of Shrimp Jesus is, made it with my own hands. Do me a favor and destroy it with your own hands. How about that? Can you unmake it, please? Another popular thing for them to add into these images seems to be flight attendants. There was a lot of flight attendant-centric AI-generated images, oftentimes with Jesus as well. And I'm assuming that whatever this account started off posting was more tame than this, like it kind of made sense. The caption is beautiful cabin crew, Scarlett Johansson. So I don't know if it had something to do with Scarlett Johansson on a flight or something, and then the AI just kept changing the prompt over and over until it was this. Here's another one with the exact same caption. I like that a good amount of the comments on this one say good luck. Good luck, amen. Good luck, amen, ma'am. I have no fucking clue what's going on here, but good luck or congrats? I don't know, man. It's crazy how much these accounts post. If I just scroll through here, you can see these accounts post literally hundreds, if not thousands of times a day. Just post after post of nonsensical images. What is this? What is this supposed to be? And it's like, why? Do they make money from this? I've scrolled a lot through these types of pages, and I've never seen like a sponsored post or anything. So it's not like they're doing ads for companies using the following that they've built with these pages. Because like, who would the ads even be targeted to? Christian shrimp? After doing some research, I found this video that this guy made called Make Money Posting AI Art on Facebook Using Free Tools, where he basically explains that you can sign up for Facebook's monetization program, and basically you get paid kind of like on YouTube based on how many views your image gets, and I think on Facebook it has something to do with how many likes. So some of these accounts might be making bank.
Most people think that clickbait is some shady, taboo, weird kind of topic, when in fact, all it is trying to get a click.
Yeah, guys, clickbait is not necessarily a bad thing, just as long as you're honest about what you're delivering. Anyway, let's go ahead and learn how to trick people into believing that fake images are real.
Utilizing good images, ad headlines, and articles to drive people to relevant content that actually does talk about what the image or ad said in the first place.
Yeah, but if the image is not real, then doesn't that make it impossible to deliver on the promise? Now, this guy does go on to say later in the video that you should make it clear when things are AI or not real. But after finding a bunch of these accounts, it doesn't seem like anyone using this method actually does that. I haven't seen one single image that has been like, by the way, this is AI and not real, so just saying now. Trick job. Here's a different Facebook group that posts like beautiful
mansions that all seem like they're AI generated. No disclosure anywhere that these images aren't real. Like being in a coffee mug. Love it. Huh. Yeah, there is something about this image that just looks like being in a coffee mug. Very insightful. Thank you. Either way, if this keeps up and this type of AI content invades all the other parts of the internet, it is just going to become completely unusable. I think Facebook and like every other social media platform needs to start training an AI that can detect AI generated content so that it can like put a badge over all of these images to be like, hey, these aren't real, just, you know, because so many people are so keen to try to use this to make money or create content for them that, like, just imagine in a few years if every single tweet or TikTok is created by ChatGPT or Midjourney. That sounds like a nightmare. Also, AI uses images and videos on the internet to train itself. So if like most of the images and videos on the internet become AI generated, and a lot of them look as bad as the ones that we've seen, isn't the AI just gonna get worse and worse? If it thinks that that's what real life looks like, what is its bad replication of that gonna look like? After I watched that one video, I started looking through a bunch of other videos on how to make money using AI, and there's a bunch of other ones that I think people should know about. This dude's video is called I Got AI to Create My Facebook Ads in 10 Minutes. The first few ways that he shows are pretty tame. It's just like using AI to create product photos using an existing product that already exists. The AI is just being used to enhance the photo, like change the background. But this next one is crazy.
We'll drop our product URL in here. Type in our target audience, which is females aged 18 to 45. And then we can hit next. And then it generated 2 ad copy examples that we can use.
So he just gave this service the product description that he's trying to advertise. It came up with a script for him. And now it's going to use AI to have this random woman lip sync the AI generated dialogue.
Spa day, meet the mocktail wash, my intimate savior and relaxation partner.
I don't know who this woman is. I assume that she must have like licensed her likeness to this service. I hope she did. But even still, I feel like you have to be super careful as an actor if you're gonna be licensing your likeness to a service like this, because you could end up advertising anything, and that's kind of terrifying. Okay, here's another tutorial about a similar method.
Today, I'm gonna show you how to make ads like this or this completely with AI, and what I'm about to show you is scary.
It's crazy to acknowledge how scary a tool is, but then your first thought is like, well, how can I make money off of this? Top 10 scariest ways to make money. Number 1, fake AI ads. Let me go ahead and show you how to make them. What you're gonna wanna do is go to this website, and then click on new project. So he shows this ad for his website that sells licorice, which has gotta be like the most whimsical business idea I've ever heard of. But he reveals after the ad is done playing that like half of the people in this ad were AI. Or at least like the video was real, but their lips were AI and the dialogue was AI.
Some of the creators in this ad are AI.
Hey, entrepreneurs, have you ever wondered why testimonials like this work so well? How, like, it's because people assume that the people on their screen are real people talking about a product that they genuinely enjoy, thus giving the product more credibility and maybe generating fake videos of fake people endorsing your product who have never experienced your product because computers cannot eat licorice is maybe a little bit unethical? I'm kind of starting to think that this guy doesn't care, and that he thinks that we're all dumb.
When we are speaking to people on the newsfeed, they are in their dumbest, most stupidest, dumbest state.
Don't worry if you feel bad lying to people, guys. They're actually really dumb, so it's okay. Obviously, clickbait and scams and fake product testimonials have always existed and will always exist. It just sucks that it seems like it's becoming so much more accessible and a whole new generation of business owners are choosing to adopt the practice. AI is a really broad term, and in most cases it's a tool. And I've seen like artists use AI as a tool to improve their workflow, not just like using it to type in a prompt and use the result as an end product, but like use it like you would use any other tool in Photoshop. So if it's making artists' lives easier, I think that's one thing, but to use it to trick people or create the most bland
or disturbing content I've ever seen on Facebook is super disappointing. And I'll be the first person to admit, like, it is cool that this technology exists. It's cool that computers can even generate such realistic, albeit horrifying images in the first place. But can we not just pause for a second to think about how doing stuff like this is gonna make nobody trust anything anymore? Or at the very least, the entire internet is just gonna become unusable because it's just gonna be bots interacting with other bots. Can someone make a movie like the movie Her, but it's actually just two robots falling in love and they both think that they're falling in love with a human? That's gonna be big with this new internet, dude. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is what I call my subscribers. So if you're not Gregged up, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and absolutely obliterate the notification bell. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. What's up, Greg? If you've seen my video about the Disney Channel original movie Zombies, then you know I have some deeply troubling feelings about that movie. It's a very poorly made, weird, cobbled together metaphor for racism. And on top of that, a lot of the lore surrounding the zombies doesn't make any sense. So I ended up walking away from that movie feeling like I had so many unanswered questions, which is why when I found out there are 2 more movies in this franchise, I was honestly thrilled. I could actually get some answers to my questions. They'll dive into the lore a little bit deeper. Then I watched the movie and realized that was a very dumb assumption to make. This movie does not answer any of the questions that you might have had about the first movie. In fact, it introduces a whole bunch of new lore that like is even more confusing and also kind of contradicts with the lore from the first movie. Now, all of that might lead you to believe that this movie is gonna be really bad, like even worse than the first movie. But honestly, this movie is not that bad. Also, it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, so technically speaking, this is a perfect film. So strap in and get ready, because I don't know if you've ever seen a technically perfect film before, but this is what one looks like. The movie starts off right away, changing the lore that we all know.
Welcome back to Seabrook, where belonging is everything.
It wasn't always this way. There was a time when we had to protect ourselves.
Right, we all remember that. In the first movie, you explained how the power plant blew up, zombies invaded the whole town and started killing and eating people. How could we forget?
Legend has it that when the first settlers came to Seabrook, they found wild beasts with sharp claws lurking in the forest.
Wait, so these beasts are different beasts? These are a different sect of beasts?
Which sparked an epic battle.
There was a war?
Seabrook settlers bravely fought off the monstrous attack and discovered a powerful energy source.
And that mysterious power source basically powered the entire town until that one fateful day when it blew up and created beasts. Different beasts. These are different beasts than the beasts we just saw. This is a very beast-heavy town.
The beasts were a distant memory.
Seabrook forgot monsters could be real.
So, hold on. You guys didn't think to mention this during the first movie? How could you tell us a history of Seabrook and neglect to mention the battle with mythical creatures that transpired? What else are you hiding from us? And what about this mysterious power source that runs the entire city? Don't you think during the 200 years since this happened, someone should have like looked into this, made it a non-mysterious power source? They were like, we'll call this beautiful land Seabrook. We'll build a school to teach our young, a hospital to treat our ill, and a power plant that might blow up. We do not know. Because of the events of the last movie, now all the zombies are allowed to commingle with the humans. It seems like things are really on the up and up.
It's hard to believe there was a time when people were afraid of zombies.
Crazy thing to say for someone who has for sure eaten his neighbors. Also, we saw what you did to people in the last movie, dude. It's not hard to believe at all. I'm still scared of you. Then we check in on Addison, who you may remember from the first.
What is going on? You go stand in the corner.
Why is my daughter in the corner?
Okay, so they throw a fake party to get the babysitter mad at the kid so that the babysitter yells at the kid, and then they have the parents come back in after the party has left to be like, look, she's crazy.
They had a party, a mariachi party.
She's yelling at this girl for throwing a party. There's no party here. So it seems like in this one, they've basically framed the babysitter. So I'm gonna have to recreate this video, at least the title and thumbnail. But luckily when Brent copies a video on YouTube, he usually doesn't copy the actual video. He just copies the title and thumbnail. So I can kind of do the same thing. I can use the same title, same thumbnail, but then make the video itself kind of about whatever I want. So I thought about doing a commentary on the world's most evil real babysitters, but then I started to read up on it, and it was way too depressing for a comedy video. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this crazy website called The News, but
There's some crazy stuff on there. Anyway, I found this YouTube channel called Generation Hope that basically makes low-budget Darman style videos, and they had one about an evil babysitter, so I got to work filming a video about that. Then I took a picture of myself for the thumbnail and uploaded it to my site. That night I couldn't sleep. I couldn't help thinking about something I'd said earlier that day.
Two wrongs doesn't make a right, Brent.
I thought by stealing content I could have some fun, grow my following, and most importantly, to be honest, kind of give Brent a taste of his own medicine a little bit, but is it worth it? That night, Brent posted 2 more TikToks that I was supposed to steal tomorrow, both stolen from other creators, and sure, if I stole them, it could be really awesome, and I could get a ton of views. But the TikToks are so similar to the original that I wouldn't just be stealing from Brent. I'd be stealing from the person he's stealing from, too. Would I be giving Brent a taste of his own medicine, or would I be giving the original creator a second taste of Brent's medicine? I've already gained 50,000 followers from the 2 TikToks I've posted. Stolen TikToks. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Alright, I do have to recreate these 2 final TikToks in order to complete the challenge. But I need to do so in a way that doesn't affect the original creators. So, I'm gonna recreate the TikToks, I'm gonna edit them together, and then I'm just not gonna post them. There we go, perfect. Okay, so this video is called POV Your Older Sibling is Being Nice. And nice is in quotes, so it's a bunch of scenes where Brent is acting nice. He's giving his sister the last ice cream bar, he's giving her money, but he's doing it in a classic older sibling way, where he's basically being kind of mean about it.
There's only one left. Here, have it.
Really?
Yeah, take it.
Why?
Take it! Hey, Lexi, got you a coffee.
Wait, what? You got me coffee?
Yeah.
Wait, did you get me a straw?
Oh, yeah, here. This one's yours.
Wait, how much was it?
No, keep it.
Here.
Lexi, keep it.
Here.
Keep it!
So we're gonna film that here today. I got Jake here, he's gonna help me film it. Jake, say that you're gonna help me film it.
I'm gonna help him film it.
Okay. I just had to check to make sure. Oh, there's the last one. Here, you can have it.
Really?
Take it.
Why?
Take it!
Wait, why? You got me coffee?
Yeah.
Did you get me a straw?
Yeah, right here.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is your food.
Oh, how much was it? Here.
Oh, keep it.
No, here.
Keep it!
Here.
Keep it! Keep it! Ah! You missed. Alright, that's it. A week's worth of Brent Rivera content in the bag. And you know what? I feel really good about posting those videos. I got to have my fun, I got to steal some content, make a couple videos that I knew full well if I ever did decide to post them, would go so frickin' viral. In fact, I had so much fun that I'm gonna keep doing it. Forever. Every time Brent posts anything online from now until forever, I am going to recreate it, word for word, shot for shot, and then I'm just gonna hold on to it. So Brent, next time you steal some content, just remember, bro, I'm gonna be in my own house by myself, stealing it too. So if you're ever feeling alone, just remember that. Brent, if you're watching this and you somehow made it this far into the video, I could understand seeing all these people criticize you and having the mentality that these people are just haters, these people are just jealous. But look, man, I don't hate you. I understand you're just making videos on the internet. It probably doesn't seem like the biggest deal in the world to copy other people. Do I think you're an irredeemable person or even like the most evil person on YouTube? No, of course not. Do I think that you frequently make shady decisions to further your career? Yeah. We're both successful creators and we've both been doing this for long enough that we should be driving forces of creativity on this platform, or at the very least not using other smaller creators as rungs on a ladder to advance your own career. Maybe you don't particularly care about getting respect from other creators and literally the only thing that you're prioritizing is your bottom line. Or maybe you feel like you're making a difference in the lives of the kids who watch your videos, and so in your mind that justifies being able to do whatever to get to that position. From watching your videos, I do get the sense that you have a good time making them. I feel like if I was you, my favorite part of the job would be like getting on camera with your friends and goofing around. You probably like the parts of your job where you're coming up with funny ideas of what to do in your sketches. And I honestly would have no problem with your content if you just focused on doing that. I can tell you from experience, and I know a lot of other YouTubers feel the same way, that the more you try to exploit the algorithm or trick the system into gaining followers, like this game of copying other popular ideas, the more soul-sucking and draining this job becomes. So if you're in it because you like goofing around or you like making an impact on kids' lives, focus on that. That's awesome. I saw that TikTok someone made about you recently that you responded to, saying that your job is like their nightmare job, making content that's relatable to middle schoolers or high schoolers. And you responded with a bunch of TikToks basically saying that, you know, you make an impact on a lot of kids' lives. It did seem like a little bit like you were using the sick kids in those videos to like kind of really drive that point home. It felt a little bit weird to me. But I do disagree with the original TikTok in that I don't think that making content for young people has to be inherently this, you know, shady pursuit. As long as it's actually for kids, which I also think that you've kind of missed the mark on sometimes, and you're not blatantly plagiarizing other people, I don't think there's any problem with that. And I would have so much respect for you if you just like owned that. Having the mentality that it's okay to steal content from other people because you're making such an impact on other people's lives feels to me more like you're patting yourself on the back rather than really trying to make an effort to be like a good creative force in these kids' lives. So look, dude, I think that there's room for you for an awesome path forward. Are you gonna be the guy who stole content from other people and tricked the algorithm and used other creators as pawns all the way to the top? Or are you gonna be the guy that pursued what he loves? Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. After making this video and watching all of that stolen content, I feel like I wanna go like a whole week without watching any content. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye. What's up, Greg, and welcome back to the Romance Channel, where we cover the hottest romance movies known to man. When you think of the perfect love story, what comes to mind? Passion, lust, destiny, brothers, psychological intimidation, gazebos. All of those? Yeah, all of them? Good. Because today we're talking about The Kissing Booth. I've had this movie recommended to me for a while, and I recently sat down to watch it, and I gotta say, guys, I'm pretty confused. This movie has a completely normal premise, and there's actually nothing wrong with it. It's not weird at all. Guys, don't we all have a best friend? And don't you and your best friend have a written, strict set of rules that you guys follow to maintain your friendship? And isn't one of them, don't fuck my brother? Do not have sex with my brother! Of course, so see, I don't know what the problem is.
Just don't end up grinding coochies with my brother, or I'll literally never talk to you again.
Grinding coochies? What the? Ugh. All right, you know what? Just for that, that's it. I am making the video. The Kissing Booth is a bad movie. This movie starts off with way too much exposition. Instead of a normal movie where you sort of naturally learn about the characters as the story progresses, the movie decides to just dump the main character Elle's entire life story on you in like 3 minutes. Look at Lee got a scooter and you broke your leg. Actually, should I be writing this down?
Learned how to ride a bike. Learned how to swim.
Okay, she knows how to swim? I feel like I would have just assumed she knew how to swim.
Got my first bra. Discovered I like soccer. Discovered a way to get to our favorite place to dance.
Okay, all right, okay. I think it's too much information, right? There's no way all of this information is necessary right at the beginning of the movie. It's not. It's almost all unnecessary information, actually. And by the time I finished watching this intro, I felt like I had already watched like 10 movies. I still have to watch another movie after this. I've watched like 3 people grow up from being a baby. Before the movie even starts, you watch Elle's mom slowly die in the hospital.
Sat with mom in the hospital. Said goodbye to my mom.
Damn. Oh, hell yeah. Mom or motorcycle? I think we came out all right on that deal. Did we need to see the mom die? Did that have to happen? They barely reference it in the rest of the movie. Did they have to just rapid fire through that? I guess it gives you a reason in the movie, like right off the bat, to be rooting for Elle, because you've seen her go through some hard times. I guess later on in the movie, if you ever start to feel like she's being an asshole, the movie can be like, hey, well, her mom died, all right? So take it easy with the judging, okay? Pretty much all you need to know from the intro of this movie is that Elle and Lee are best friends. You know because they pretty much have the same letters in their name. And Elle has a crush on Lee's older brother, Noah. Noah is established as being irrationally angry and violent in the intro as well, so what's not to love?
And that's me today. Savoring the last fleeting—
Hey! Don't fuck my brother! So Elle is clearly infatuated with Noah right from the start. I think we can all see that. Lee can see that. So you might think, damn, they have just a few rules in their friendship and Elle is not able to follow them. What a jerk. And 1, you haven't even seen the half of it, dude. If you think this is bad, what do you think the rest of this movie's about? And 2, easy with the judging, dude, all right? Her mother passed away. I do find it interesting that the rule says, like, no dating either of our relatives. This rule was clearly made just to keep Elle away from Noah. Elle's only immediate family in this entire movie is her dad, who's like 50, and her brother, who was probably like 2 when they made these rules up. Her mother, I don't know if you know this, but she unfortunately did pass away, so she is not in the picture anymore. So did Lee propose this rule being like, hey, so, if you stay away from my brother, then I, a child, won't fuck your dad? Deal? One day while getting ready for school, Elle rips her pants and has to wear the only other option that the uniform allows, which is her skirt, which is a little bit too short for her comfort, and she ends up getting groped by a jock. Luckily, Noah, who we've established as being very violent, jumps in to beat the shit out of the jock. This sets Elle and Noah's love story into motion.
No one should treat a girl like that, especially if that girl's you. Get in my little sister's pants, which is super gross.
So Noah is the main love interest in this story, and they start out by establishing that Noah sees Elle as a little sister to him. Pretty interesting. And I do wonder how they're gonna get around that, if he is to be her love interest in this movie. So the reason this movie is called Kissing Booth is because Elle and Lee run the dance club at their school, which they never actually show, but I think it just consists of them going to the arcade and playing Dance Dance Revolution, which, if so, is a sick idea for a club. But their school is having a carnival, and their dance club has to come up with like a fundraiser to do at the carnival. Kissing Booth! Oh, shit! I love how they both say it at the same time. That's such a specific suggestion. It's almost as if they've done this before, and they think of Kissing Booth as like the solution to every problem. Her mom was in the hospital earlier, and Elle's like, damn, if only we could heal my mom with some kind of Kissing Booth! The doctor's like, you two need to get the fuck out of here. Obviously, that was the first thing we tried. Before Elle and Noah can get together, though, we need to find a little bit more out about Noah. Like, who is this main love interest? We know that he's violent, which is awesome. But the movie also has to show us how manipulative he is. You see, it all starts with Elle exploring some other love options at school. For example, the man that groped her earlier. He calls her kiddo? Gross. Lock this man up immediately. You still got a lot to learn, kiddo. Like, for example, how fucking crazy I am. You have no idea. You have no fucking clue. But you're gonna learn today. I'm naked, baby. The Flynns are a very controlling family, aren't they? Like, in Elle's friendship with Lee, he's made all these rules that he has to follow. Like, don't fuck my brother. And now Noah has rules like don't fuck anybody else. It's an entire family where they're like, hey, who are you gonna fuck? Who is that? Who is that? Don't fuck him. Fuck me. No, don't fuck me. That's not allowed. So the kissing booth is coming up, but Elle is having a little bit of trouble getting people to volunteer to work at the kissing booth, obviously, because that sounds gross as hell.
Need peeps to work our kissing booth. You in?
Where the fuck did he come from? Was he just lurking beneath the sand to jump out?
Don't make me beg.
Ah, she said no! Leave her alone. Noah's a really confusing character in this movie because they kind of portray him as this like popular guy that gets all the girls. Whenever he's not talking to Elle, he's like making out with some other girl or like talking to the popular cheerleader girls or whatever. But he like, other than that, doesn't seem to have any friends or like a social group. The only time he interacts with the other guys in his grade is to threaten them, apparently. For this entire party, before this happens, they just show him kind of like lurking alone in a corner. And apparently she's pretty into.
Oh, wait!
The Hollywood sign at night. You guys ever been to the Hollywood sign at night? Great place to make out. Great place to get eaten by coyotes, too. I feel like a lot of people don't realize the Hollywood sign's like in the middle of a nature preserve. I think there's like mountain lions and shit up there. A coyote comes out from behind the Hollywood sign and is like, fucking by the Hollywood sign again, huh, Noah? This man's got some game. All right, guys, get out of here. I'm gonna have to eat your asses. I love that his secret spot to come and be alone is the Hollywood sign. Yeah, don't worry. I know a little place where we can be alone. It's called Times Square. We'll have a little more privacy up there. From there, their relationship blossoms. They go on dates all over town. They're sneaking around, trying to make sure Lee doesn't catch them. The actor who plays the dad feels like he's from a completely different movie. Everyone else in this movie are these like beautiful, like model actors. This guy looks like he's from like a crime drama or something. He's a lot more like rough and rugged. He's very sour and sad. I guess his wife did just die, but that's pretty much seems like his entire character. He's not even like wearing the same type of clothes as the other characters. There's another scene where like all the other adults are wearing these like nice suits and he looks like he just like rolled out of bed. Everyone else in this movie is like, what are we gonna do? We gotta not break rule number 9 and oh, this is so hot and fun and sexy. And he's like, every night I stare at my reflection and I don't know who I am anymore. Every time I look into your eyes, I see my dead wife.
I can't say I support the two of you. I can't.
Oh my god, what did you do to Lee, you monster? Also, how long have they been in the car? I swear they've been in the car for like 5 minutes. How did she not notice? Was he just sitting there silently the whole time? And he's like 8 feet tall. How did she not notice? I'm just trying to picture this. So Elle gets in the car. Noah's already sitting there completely silent in a Batman costume. They pull out. He says nothing. He's just sitting there. Something doesn't add up. And by something, I mean the whole movie. Anyways, the movie ends with him going to college. Yeah, he doesn't stick around. He just goes to college, and that's how the movie ends. Doesn't that suck? They don't even get to go on like a real date as a real couple. He just goes to college, and then the movie ends. All right, well, that concludes our time together today. You guys, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is what I call my subscribers on YouTube, so if you want to join Greg, just hit that subscribe button and hit that notification button, and then before you know it, your name will be legally changed to Greg. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye-bye. What's up, Greg? I hope you're having a great holiday season. I know I was until I watched the new Home Alone movie. And I got sick, also. I think the movie might have given it to me, honestly. You know, guys, when you think about it, I guess it makes a lot of sense that they would make a new Home Alone movie, you know? Hollywood loves their sequels. Their sequels of sequels, and they've already made like 5 Home Alone movies, so why stop there? And sure, like nobody has watched or even been interested in the last like 3, but all the more reason to make another one, you know? Sort of a comeback Home Alone movie this could be. I guess could have been, if it wasn't already out and wasn't already bad. It's a shame, man. I really liked the first 2 Home Alone movies, but then after that, nothing feels the same. And I don't know what it is about this one in particular, but watching this little kid beat the shit out of these burglars, it's just not as fun as it used to be. I guess I really am grown up. Oh, no, you know what it is, actually? It's not that I'm grown up. It's that instead of making the villains in this movie like cartoonishly evil burglars, they made them like a struggling middle-class family who are only breaking into this kid's house due to a misunderstanding. They're not evil. They're not trying to hurt anyone or kill anyone. They're just like a down-on-their-luck family. And this rich kid is just fucking him up at every turn, dude. This movie is insane. You know how a Home Alone movie goes. There's a kid, he gets left in his house by himself, there's robbers who try to break in, and the kid sets up a bunch of traps to try to hurt them and embarrass them. And that's exactly what happens in this movie. So you're probably wondering, who are these robbers and why do they want to break into this kid's house so bad? So let me tell you. Pam and Jeff McKenzie are parents. They live in the same area as the main kid, Max. And the movie starts off with them having an open house. They're trying to sell their house because they're both down on their luck. One of them doesn't make very much money and the other has just lost his job. And so they're trying to sell their house to keep food on the table for their families. It's very sad. The movie sort of tries to make it into like a funny thing happening. There's like millennials that come to try to buy the house, wearing berets and scarves. You know how like millennials do. Always wearing berets and scarves, I am.
The schools here are amazing.
They are totally lit.
And there's a lot of scenes like this in the movie that seem like they're trying to get you to empathize with this couple. In this scene, they're just talking about how they can't afford to live in this house anymore, even though they love this house and they always thought that they'd be growing old together in the house. Unfortunately, it just won't be able to become a reality for them.
I always thought we'd get old and weird in this house, but we've done the math. We can't afford it on my salary alone.
Yeah, but I mean, I crushed my interview with IBM.
Crushed it. But that was 3 months ago.
It's very sad. And when I watched this, I didn't know that these two were going to be the ones who were gonna have all of the booby traps happen to them. And it's kind of crazy now watching it back, being like, holy shit, just about an hour and a half from now, these two are gonna be getting maimed by a rich child. How fucked up is that? So what's their motivation to rob this kid, you might ask? Well, it's sort of, I feel like everything in this movie is so long and convoluted to explain. Probably because they've done this same movie like 6 times now, and so they keep having to come up with like new, more obscure ways to explain everything, like how does the kid get left home alone, and why are burglars trying to get into his house. Basically, there's this doll that the McKenzies own. They have a whole collection of these dolls that were like his grandma's or something, and they find out that one of them is worth like $200,000, which is enough money for them to like save their house and have enough time for the husband to find a new job, and they can even remodel the whole house. It's great. But during their open house, Max and his mom, who are rich, by the way, they live in a mansion, stop at their open house because Max has to pee.
Do the maths. 6 soda refills into one tiny 10-year-old's bladder does not go.
They sort of are using this less wealthy family's house as a public restroom of sorts. And the McKenzies talk to Max about this doll, and that's actually how they learn how valuable the dolls are, is because Max's mom knows this information.
There was this elderly lady who'd bought one at a garage sale for about $10, and then it ended up going for about $5,000.
And then the doll goes missing.
That brat kid stole my doll.
And so the McKenzies assume that Max stole the doll from them. So they are breaking into his house to try to get the doll back so that they can save their family. Which is not a decision that they take lightly, mind you. They're not like stoked to do this. They're like a normal family just like anybody else, but this is like the only thing they can do to try to keep their family afloat. They're actually like extremely nervous about doing this because they don't want to get caught and they don't want to hurt anybody. Little do they know they will get caught and they will get hurt. So yeah, in various ways, this movie goes out of its way to show you how nice of people the McKinseys are, how much they don't want to break into this house, but how they're like left no other option. It's like, it's honestly, you gotta kind of respect it in a way. They're like, look how these people, they're so nice, they're so sweet, wouldn't hurt a fly, they just really want to keep their family well fed and in a nice house. We're gonna fuck with them. We're gonna fuck with them hard, dude. This is like an evil Mr. Beast video. So at first only Jeff is on board, but then this scene happens, and this is what finally gets Pam on board to help out with the robbery as well.
You gotta save our house. Seriously, Mom, will you just get the doll?
It's just entering, Pam. We have the key.
Pam, you have to call me. Hi,
Come
Gavin
and
Watts.
get me. No, Fräulein.
I will, you ugly little boy.
Weirdly inspirational music as this woman is having a full meltdown. She's like hallucinating. This is the moment she's realizing she has to do something that is like deeply against her morals just to put food on the table for her family. And the music is just kind of this like inspirational Christmas song. Does not seem like the right tone, but okay. So now you may be wondering, since I brought it up, how does Max... So now you may be wondering how Max gets left home alone. They've done this movie a million times. How can they possibly come up with new ways for a child to be left home alone from a family vacation? Well, the short answer is they basically just, everything is so confusing that they just leave him home. It's confusing for them and it's confusing for us as the audience. They're going on vacation to Japan with a bunch of extended family. So they've got a bunch of families staying at their house. It's very chaotic. It's very hectic. The whole beginning of the movie is just them like rapid fire introducing a bunch of characters that we literally never see again. In all this confusion, the families get split onto 2 different flights to go to Japan.
You have split our family onto 2 separate flights. Can you speak up, please? It's very loud in here.
And so they can't really keep track very well of who's on which flight. Now, as for how he actually gets left at home, Max is sort of a Scrooge of a child. While Max has like all of his cousins over playing, they're all running through the halls, playing video games, shooting Nerf guns at each other. Max, I guess, is like overwhelmed by all of this and goes to hide in his family's BMW. There's like a random car commercial at the beginning of the movie. He leaves the ruckus of his house on the holidays to go sit in the garage in his family's BMW and watch cartoons.
Mom? Dad?
Seems like a weird way to advertise BMWs, honestly. I'm not sure about that product placement. BMW. For rich recluses who hate their families. Get left home alone while your family goes to Japan because you were watching Looney Tunes in your car. BMW. This kid is a weird one, man. He's like 80 years old or something. He lives in a huge ass house. He's got a bunch of cousins. He's got a million toys, probably. Seems pretty fun to me. But instead he's like, get all this fun out of my house! I hate Christmas. I'm gonna go hide in my luxury car and pass out for 12 hours. There are a lot of choices in this movie that make very little sense, and I'm still trying to figure out why they would do these things. This movie looks like weirdly cheap while also having a ton of big celebrities in it. People even I was surprised to see, even after watching a trailer, like Kenan Thompson, Pete Holmes, Ellie Kemper. They have like a ton of big names in this movie, and some of them with like really weirdly small, insignificant parts. Chris Parnell, for example, plays Uncle Stu in this movie, who we see once at the beginning, and then for the rest of the movie, he's shitting.
Did Carol leave?
Travel safe.
What's going on?
He's shitting even before we see him too.
I told her to use the restroom in the coffee shop, darling.
After Uncle Stu had been in there? Really? Did you see how many deviled eggs he had for lunch?
And then for the rest of the movie, we only hear him through the door of the bathroom.
Did somebody call the house?
No, because we don't have a landline, Stu.
Because he gets to Tokyo and then I guess had more bad food and is still shitting. Actually, that might be one of the funniest parts of the movie, honestly. The fact that this uncle is just pooping his brains out the entire time. That is pretty funny. And the fact that they got such like a big name to play him, and we're paying you $5 million for this role, and you're gonna be behind a door pooping your brains out, and we're never gonna see you. Is that cool? Also, Mikey Day from SNL is a priest in this movie. If you didn't look very hard, you might not even know there was a priest in this movie, let alone the fact that he was played by someone famous. If this movie was good, it would have been cool to see so many famous actors, but because it was really underwhelming, it was almost disappointing every time a new actor popped up that I recognized. I was like, oh, not you too, man. What's going on? Are you okay? Another weird choice, they threw in this line in the middle of the movie about remakes always being worse than the original.
Ugh, this is garbage. I don't know why they're always trying to remake the classics. Never as good as the originals.
Like, yeah. Fuck you. It was like the studio being like, we know this isn't as good as the first one, but you're still gonna eat this shit up, aren't you, little piggy? Little piggy likes his Home Alone movies, doesn't he? And I did eat this shit up, alright? So, I can't talk. I watched it still. I feel like with a kids movie like this, you always have to appeal to the kids, but then also throw in some good stuff for the adults in there too and make it fulfilling for them to watch. That way they'll want to, you know, throw it on with the kids every year, right? And this movie works well enough for kids, I think. I think kids just like to watch Max make the booby traps and think, I could do that if I was like, home alone and there are people trying to rob me. I could defend myself against two adults who are trying to kidnap me. It's fun to imagine yourself as a smart little 6-year-old, even if you are a dumb little 6-year-old. But this movie, while being fun for kids, I would say is deeply saddening for adults. The second half of this movie is just watching a struggling family getting their shit rocked by a rich asshole kid.
Bombs away!
He's just not a cool, fun kid. He's a rich asshole who tries to steal from church at one point.
I'm definitely a child in need. Neither of this.
Can I help you?
Even if Max was a likable child, we probably wouldn't even know because we like spend hardly any time getting to know him. And the time that we do spend getting to know him, he's not very likable. When he first gets left home alone, you know, in the movies, that's like their chance to do everything they've ever wanted to do in the house. But like all Max wanted to do, I guess, was like play video games and Hot Wheels and then like watch porn.
Well played, Mom and Dad.
Was he trying to look at porn? We will never know. But I have to assume that that's what they wanted us to think, right? Actually, after watching this movie, I wouldn't be surprised to find out it was something like super violent. Working family gets a beating compilation. No one can stop my violent urges now. Damn it. Also, during the big heist when the Mackenzies come to rob Max, he doesn't act like a kid who thinks he's going to be kidnapped should act. He acts creepy. What a kid should do, even if he set up booby traps, he should set all those up and then find a place to hide, right? Like get in a box under a box in the basement and just hide there. But not Max, dude. He is sick. Every time the mom gets like thrown across the room or a few teeth knocked out, he's always like right around the corner giggling. He's been waiting for an excuse to do this, for sure. He has been planning this for longer than it seems, I think. Speaking of which, let's talk about the traps. I think the traps in this movie might be pretty on par with the other Home Alone movies, with the exception of a few particularly grotesque ones. One. And also the, I think the makeup artist for this movie thought they were doing makeup for a horror movie. At one point, Jeff gets shot in the head with a pool ball, because Max has sort of like a gun that shoots out pool balls, which I do think would kill someone. But Jeff is just kind of walking around the rest of the scene with like a giant ass bump on his head. It is horrific. Why is he doing this to us, Pam? At one point, Pam, sweet Pam, is lit on fire.
Okay.
This poor mother is set ablaze. She runs to the hose to try to put out the fire and it sprays her. And then for the rest of the movie, she looks insane, dude. At one point, it shows her feet as she's stepping on Legos, her bare feet. And her feet are burnt to a crisp. And the whole time I'm trying to think, what were the writers thinking during this part? You know what, man? This is gonna be even funnier because they probably don't have health insurance. So this is probably gonna be even worse for them financially than it is physically. This couple have had the worst week of their life, man. And then they just get beaten up. There's a point where after the mom gets lit on fire, she just lays down in the snow and cries.
Am I supposed to be laughing right now? This is so sad. The worst booby trap of the whole movie, and probably any Home Alone movie, I feel like has got to be this one. It is so grotesque. It is honestly scary. This is some horror movie shit right here, okay? Pam thinks that Max has just run up into the attic, so she goes to pull down, like, the ladder that leads to the attic, and instead she's greeted with a Nerf gun that shoots out Nerf darts with push pins sticking out the front. And for the rest of the entire booby trap montage, she just has these pushpin Nerf darts sticking out of her face and hands and everywhere. It is so scary. It is nasty. This movie is foul. And I gotta be honest, the whole time, I was not rooting for the kid at all. I was rooting for the couple. I'm not sure if that's how it was supposed to be, but it was not very satisfying, I will say, if it was. Maybe this was the Home Alone movie where they tried to flip it all on their head and be like, let's root for the robbers this time. But we still watched them get their asses handed to them, so I would say that it was not very fun. I especially wasn't rooting for Max the first time I watched this because we're all led to believe that he did steal their doll, their $200,000 doll. It turns out at the end of the movie that he actually didn't steal their doll, and it was all a big misunderstanding. I guess the whole thing could have been avoided if they had just kind of talked it out. But Jeff's nephew had stolen it, I guess. Kind of a weird thing to reveal at the end because it really makes you hate Max, because you're like, this kid stole from church. He also stole this extremely valuable doll from this struggling family. What the hell? I hate this kid. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the movie. They get the doll back and they sell it, and then they can live in their house happily ever after. And yeah, that's the end of the movie. Now it's time to talk about our sponsor, ExpressVPN. This video has been sponsored by ExpressVPN. Guys, if you're using the internet without ExpressVPN on your computer or your phone, you're missing out. You're not getting the full experience because ExpressVPN unlocks so many possibilities while keeping you safe. Because while ExpressVPN sends all of your data through a secure encrypted tunnel, keeping your data safe from like hackers and your ISP and advertisers, it can also help you unlock a bunch of content that you didn't even know was there. For example, did you know that some Netflix libraries in other countries have nearly twice as many Oscar award-winning titles than in the US? So just saying, if you download ExpressVPN and change your server location to a different country, your Netflix is gonna be crazy. I have ExpressVPN on pretty much every device I own that can have ExpressVPN. I've got it on my laptop, I've got it on my phone, and I've used it to watch many a Netflix title that are not available in the US. Harry Potter, for example. You bet your boys watched it on Netflix. I'd like to see you try to do that. No, really, I would like to see you try to do. I would like to see you go to expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez and try to do that right now. Go ahead. Like I said, ExpressVPN also protects you from your internet service provider snooping on you and basically getting to log all your data. But when you encrypt your data and reroute it through ExpressVPN servers, that makes it so they can't do that. Think about it like this. Would you rather trust ExpressVPN, a company who is explicitly trying to protect you, or would you rather just send it through the pipes? Send it through the pipes of the internet service provider that you had no choice but to sign up with because they were the only one in your neighborhood and so you just had to sign up with them? Who knows what they could be doing? You don't. They're legally allowed to sell your data to other people, so they could be doing anything with that stuff. So if you want to check out ExpressVPN and support my channel, then head on over to expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez to find out how you can get 3 months for free. That's expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez. The link will be in the description. Go ahead and click that to find out how you can get 3 months for free. Thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out ExpressVPN. All right, thank you guys for watching this video. Sorry if it was a little short. I am ill, and I had to take breaks periodically throughout this video to have a coughing fit. So, but I'll be back. Probably won't post another video until the new year, but I'll see you guys in 2022. Thank you guys for another year of your support. I greatly appreciate it, and I want to kiss you, and bye-bye. All right, I have 2 things to apologize for. 1, this video is definitely gonna come out after Christmas, and 2, sorry I look like such a freaking nerd right now, dude. These glasses. I have an ulcer on my eyeball. Merry Christmas to me. Don't worry, it's not a big deal. It's gonna get better in a few days. I just have to put these drops in my eyes like every 20, 30 seconds. I know this is gonna come out after Christmas because I'm recording this the day after Christmas. But to be fair, like, are modern Christmas movies even really about Christmas anymore? Old Christmas movies used to be like, you know, sweetie, this family is the best Christmas gift a guy could ever ask for.
Why, I'm starting to think I won't kill myself after all. Whereas now, Christmas movies just feel like a hodgepodge of cliches that are vaguely related to Christmas. Every Christmas movie now is like, Christmas with the Stinks. What happens when Santa gets lost in a small town just 1 week before Christmas? He's gonna have to spend it with the Stinks.
Hey, come on in, we're the Stinks. We like to poop and shit.
Also, Santa is a secret agent. And he's got a gun.
I have a gun.
Starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as every role and filmed entirely in front of a green screen.
I have a gun.
Netflix presents Christmas with the Farts. Only on Hulu, July 7th. I mean, Netflix's like big Christmas movie they came out with last year didn't feel like a Christmas movie at all. It was a very confused movie about Santa being kidnapped by a witch who like sucks all of his powers up so she can imprison half of the population, which on its face does seem like it could be like a whimsical, fun Christmas movie. I just wish any of the people making the movie realized that, because they all just played it really serious and made it feel like a Marvel movie.
Hey, Fred. Got a 5'11" male grown-up hovering by the scented candles. Keep an eye out.
Yeah, we got a guy maybe stealing one candle. Can we get somebody to take him in the back and kick his ribs in? Also, Santa appears to have some kind of deal with the US military. They like escort him around with fighter jets. What does the US military get from this deal? Santa, are you making them bombs? I also feel like this movie does this thing that a lot of Christmas movies do now, where because Santa's whole operation is basically impossible, basically, not, you know, I still believe in Santa. They try to come up with lore that explains it and makes it seem more believable. So like in this movie, instead of Santa's village just being like a dozen elves helping him, it's like an entire city. It's a metropolis. Yeah. Now that actually makes it make less sense. It actually made more sense when it was just magic. Thank you though. Anyway, I don't really want to spend too long talking about that movie because it's pretty boring. And I also want to talk about the movies that I actually want to talk about. Dear Santa and A Very Jonas Christmas. Dear Santa also came out last year, and the premise, if you can believe it, is that a little boy writes a letter to Santa, but he is dyslexic, so he accidentally addresses it to Satan. And then Satan shows up. And it turns out he's the guy from the Minecraft movie. Yeah, very different kind of idea for a Christmas movie, but in their defense, at least they made him terrifying. Yeah, I don't know what kind of processing they did on Jack Black's face, but he looks very uncanny. I mean, he looks like a video game character. To the point where, like, he might be completely CGI. I don't know if Jack Black knows he's in this movie. And I think that this right here is what might have given me that eyeball ulcer.
Young kid writes a letter to Santa, but he misspells it and it goes to Satan. So Satan, played by Jack Black, shows up at Christmas time and comedy ensues.
Why did they put Jack Black in quotes?
Played by Jack Black.
Does Jack Black know he's in this movie? That's why Jack Black is in this movie that we made about Satan. On all accounts, this movie makes zero sense. I don't know why they made this. A child being haunted by the Lord of Darkness should be the plot of like a horror movie. Is he gonna be like his friend? Are they gonna hang out? Is this gonna be like Gooby but with an evil monster? They already made that movie. It's called Gooby. Now going into this movie for the first time, I knew two things about it. One, that Jack Black plays Satan. And two, that something happens at the end of this movie that is in very poor taste. I was very curious to see what that was, but as the movie progressed, I honestly had a hard time seeing how that could possibly be. I mean, after all, there's so much insane shit in this movie, how could there possibly just be one thing? So most of this movie revolves around Satan trying to get this little child Liam to fulfill a deal in which Liam gets 3 wishes, and Satan gets his soul for eternity, and Liam goes to, and excuse my language here, hell. And in fact, he does eventually fulfill the deal, which leads to this very confusing montage.
What? Why so blue?
Why so blue? I just sold my soul to the devil.
I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble seeing why him selling his soul to Satan made him cool suddenly. Damn, look at that kid. He's so cool. What's his secret? I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. So like, does that lead to the poor taste ending? Is it Liam's parents' marriage falling apart? Is it Liam trying to use Satan to get his crush to fall in love with him? Is it this kid's teeth? Is it him wishing Satan would resurrect his brother from the dead and it happening? Oh, yep, that's it. It's that.
We wanted to make sure that It didn't get too dark. It didn't become a horror movie or anything like that.
I don't know, guys. I think you made it too dark.
We wanted to tell a nice Christmas story.
Yep. It's nothing like Satan resurrecting a little boy from the dead to make you forget this movie had anything to do with Christmas. Also, like a third of this movie revolves around Liam going to a Post Malone concert to impress his crush. And of course, Satan puts a spell over Post Malone to make him think that he's best friends with Liam. And when I was watching this, I was like, okay, so they must have just like repurposed all of this Post Malone concert footage from an actual Post Malone concert, right? Oh no. No, there's Liam dancing up on stage with him. Damn. They really threw a whole Post Malone concert for this weird ass movie. That's crazy.
And I wanted to bring up probably the most important man to my career and the inspiration for my music.
I am happy for Liam, but I'm concerned for Post Malone here. Bringing a 10-year-old on stage and being like, this little boy is my muse. He's everything to me. It's definitely gonna put a weird stain on his career. Everyone in the crowd is like, yo, this Liam dude sounds awesome. Post Malone has lost his mind, but this Liam kid can dance. Hey guys, it's me, Santa. I probably look a little bit different than you're used to, huh? Probably expecting a guy in a big red coat with a white beard, huh? Well, this is what I actually look like. All that stuff about rosy cheeks and a big white beard is all made up. Coca-Cola made that up in the 80s. I have always looked like this. Anyways, guys, I was just popping in here to thank SoFi for sponsoring this portion of the video. As we all know, one of the simplest and most powerful ways to build wealth is actually by earning interest on your money. Making your money work for you. Just like I make the goblins work for me. Like, that's right, the elves are another thing Coca-Cola made up. They're actually goblins, and sometimes I also hire ghosts. But here's the thing, when it comes to interest, most banks give you a tiny amount, like a fraction of a percent. But thanks to today's sponsor, SoFi, we're gonna change all that for you, all right? SoFi is a mobile-first finance company helping its members save, spend, borrow, and invest. When you open a SoFi checking and savings account and set up an eligible direct deposit, you earn a competitive APY, and there are no account fees. One thing I do want to make clear is I do still like milk and cookies, so if you're like, oh, this isn't the Santa I know, I'm not gonna leave out milk and cookies. That's the one thing I do like, but I like oatmeal raisin. I'm an oatmeal raisin guy. That means your money's not just sitting there, it's working. Every dollar you earn in interest can earn more dollars in interest. Over time, that's gonna really add up. You'll even get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit. And you can access additional FDIC insurance up to $3 million on deposits through a seamless network of participating banks. For a limited time, when you open a new high-yield savings account, you can get up to a $300 cash bonus and a 0.7% boost on your savings APY with eligible direct deposit. Terms apply. So start putting your money to work like I put those geese to work pulling my sleigh through the air. That's right, reindeer can't fly. I use geese because they can fly. Head to SoFi.com/Danny, click the link in the description, or scan this QR code to learn more and get started. Thank you to SoFi for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out SoFi. Merry Christmas! I just laugh like that. Now, I got a lot of requests to talk about this Jonas Brothers Christmas movie, A Very Jonas Christmas. And the movie definitely lives up to the title. Almost this whole thing is about the Jonas Brothers. So this movie is about Nick, Joe, and Kevin having like one last concert in London before they have to fly home for Christmas with their families. But due to a series of goofy hijinks, they get stranded. And at one point in the trailer, it looks like they even get lost in the woods in Europe. When I watched the trailer, I was like, how the fuck are they gonna get lost in the woods? There are no airports there. So when I first heard about this movie, I was very excited to watch it. I think the only other movie I've ever seen these three brothers in is Camp Rock, and that movie was very easy to make fun of. And I don't really even think they've made many movies since Camp Rock. I mean, on Rotten Tomatoes, Nick's picture looks like it's from like 2013, Joe's 2015, and Kevin's 1978. Also, look at the poster for this movie. Is this about them trying to get home for Christmas or assailing a foreign dignitary to assassinate him? We got Nick in the car, Kevin in the train, and Joe is definitely gonna die up there. Oh yes, there's no doubt about it. This movie is gonna be pretty bad. Let's look at what it's got on IMDb. Oh, a 5.7. Okay, that's actually better than I would have thought. What about Rotten Tomatoes? 92? Wait, it looks like people actually really like this movie. And look at this dad on TikTok. He's losing his mind laughing. Did the Jonas Brothers make a good Christmas movie? On purpose? Okay, so I have watched the movie, and I will say it's better than I thought it was gonna be, but that doesn't mean that it's not insane, because it is still insane. For example, you're probably wondering how the Jonas Brothers got stranded in Europe in the first place. Like, obviously, most people have to deal with, like, holiday travel congestion, but the Jonas Brothers probably fly on, like, a private jet, right? They're not dealing with regular air traffic. Well, like I said, they just finished their tour. They're anxious to get home to their kids. It does kind of seem like their kids aren't really that anxious for them to get home.
I'm gonna be home tomorrow and I'm gonna take you skiing just like I promised. And she could care less.
That does kind of lower the stakes of the movie a little bit, that they're like, guys, what are we gonna do? We've got to get home for Christmas. Our kids need us. And their kids are just like, nah, we're good, man. Don't worry about it. We have really healthy attachment, so we're not gonna fret too much about it. Don't do anything too drastic. How about we get lost in the woods and eaten by wolves? Well, Nick and Kevin are anxious to get home, actually. Joe is a little bit sad that tour is over because he's gonna miss his brothers. So he starts unknowingly venting to none other than Santa himself.
Nothing like Christmas to help a family rediscover its magic.
Except our Christmas plans are to get the hell away from each other, so.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Hold up. They want to get home for their kids on Christmas? No. Santa cannot allow that. Santa hates kids. So Joe walks away, and Santa is upset that the Jonas Brothers aren't going to be spending Christmas together. So he comes up with a brilliant plan. Nay, a perfect plan. Nay, a terrible plan to keep the Jonas Brothers together.
Christmas spirits, I've seen something tragic. These boys shan't get home till they rediscover their brotherly magic. Unless they decide to spend Christmas with each other, the spell will keep brother stuck with brother.
I mean, that's wild. Is that a thing that Santa does? He casts spells like a witch? Dang, maybe I take back what I said earlier. Hey, come on in, we're the Stinks. We like to poop and shit. No, not that. The thing about the magic. It actually made more sense when it was just magic. Thank you, though. Yeah, that. Don't worry, though. The consequences of his spell aren't anything too crazy. After all, Santa Claus works in subtle ways. Holy shit! Santa, did you check to make sure there weren't people on there? Let's have a moment of silence for all the people on that plane that involuntarily volunteered their lives for the greater good, helping the Jonas Brothers reconnect. I had no idea that when Santa worked his magic, there was so much like death and despair involved. That's crazy. Also, it's a little bit disturbing that I feel like the Santa in this movie has already done worse things than Satan did in that entire movie.
You're the uptight, responsible one. You're the lovable tramp, and I'm the relatable human cardboard. Forgettable Curly, the world's most unlikely rock star. Not Nick or Joe. The one that still lives in New Jersey.
Dang, they are really leaning into this ragging on Kevin thing in this movie. Like, damn, I know this is a thing people joke about. I know I've written a whole song about ghosting the guy, but you guys are his brothers, dude. Feels different when you do it. This movie is also a musical, which is kind of fun. A lot of the songs are very catchy, like Coming Home This Christmas. Unfortunately, music labels have been like very strict about copyrighted music on YouTube, so I can only show you like a tiny little snippet of it. Now, one thing that made it kind of tricky to write a video about this movie is that they do this very self-aware thing where anytime like a goofy plot detail comes up, they make a joke about it before you even get a chance to think it in your head. Wait, they're getting to the train station just barely before their train, but they're gonna stop to sing a song about it? That's kind of...
You think we have time for a song? Yeah!
Oh, they already... Okay. But isn't this whole plot just the plot of a bunch of Christmas movies?
Have you ever seen a Christmas movie? It's literally the entire plot of the film.
Damn, they're good. Who knew the secret to making a flawless movie is just pointing out all the flaws before anybody else has the chance? Honestly, it is a pretty good tactic if your sole goal with the movie was making it really hard for commentary YouTubers to make videos about it. But it does feel very defensive, and it also kind of gets old to in every scene be like, yo, this is kind of weird. What is going on here right now? What the hell? Is that a camera? Also, there's a lot of parts in the movie that are actually genuinely funny, and they kind of ruin them by doing this like self-aware thing. Like this song that Nick sings from his musical Home Alone the Musical, where all the lyrics are just about how being home alone means that there's no people in the house. It's a very funny song. Also, I think that YouTube is claiming this one less, so I think I can show a little bit more of it. But even when the movie is actually funny, the writers still feel the need to be like, what the hell are these guys even talking about?
I can't believe the show only ran 3 weeks. I can.
I'm sorry, Joe. Nick is just being so random right now. I mean, what is this? Some kind of movie? On Disney Plus, perhaps? Another downfall of this movie is that it really hinges on you knowing a lot about the Jonas Brothers. I mean, they weren't kidding with that title, dude. This is a very Jonas Christmas. Ideally, they want you to know, like, details about the Jonas Brothers' personal lives that I just am not in tune with. So I felt like I kept missing references. Like, apparently Joe has a line of candles.
I know what you need. A calming chamomile candle. My new line, Glow by Joe.
Also, apparently Nick and Kevin are married with kids, and Joe is divorced? I didn't know that before I watched this movie. So every time they would vaguely reference it, I had no idea what they were talking about.
Got a few bad breakups under my belt as well.
I'm not sure what to do here. Like, do people pretend not to know literally everything about your personal life? Or like,
yeah, it must suck for everybody to know that you have brothers? That's what we're talking about, right? You had two brothers and then you got divorced with one of them, so now you just got one, huh? I know so little about their personal lives that in my head, Joe just is his character from Camp Rock. So when I heard that he was divorced, I was like, damn, it didn't work out with Mitchie. You guys were so perfect for each other. So more wacky hijinks happen, and eventually they get picked up by Santa, who I gotta be honest is a very unorthodox Santa.
I live a very solitary life. My home is very remote, and my work is all-consuming.
Yeah, he's like lonely and burnt out. I guess maybe he doesn't have the elves in this version of Santa, and so he has to do it all himself. Maybe he makes every present via terrifying spell.
This lone wolf has always daydreamed about being part of a pack.
Would you mind pulling over? I just want to go check on my brothers.
Hey, would you mind pulling over? You're freaking me the fuck out. Eventually, they find a private jet to fly them home, but the pilot crashes the plane because he's taking sexy pictures of himself while flying. I like how the plane is in complete free fall and they don't seem to be affected by the G-force at all. We're going down! Everybody, brace for impact! Oh, fuck! There's this running plot line throughout the movie about how Kevin secretly wants to sing in a Jonas Brothers song, but they never let him and he's too scared to bring it up. But at the end of the movie, they make it home to their families and they're all singing and they finally let Kevin sing. It's a fun moment. It's great to finally hear him sing, and it's great that they're finally letting him. But then in real life, I just saw that Kevin just like released his own solo song. So it kind of seems like the opposite happened in real life. In the movie, they're like, yay, Kevin is singing. And in real life, they're like, you have to sing as far away from us as humanly possible, please. Honestly, though, all in all, this movie was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I was laughing at parts. I even looked like that dad from that TikTok at a few parts, dude. I was sitting on the couch kicking my feet. I was giddy. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hate to break it to you, but I don't know, this will probably be my last video of the year. Enjoy your New Year's celebrations, everybody. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye. Hey guys, real quick, I have new merch, and also there's a big sale going on in my merch store right now until December 1st, and 4 random orders during the sale are going to receive one of the physical drawings that I did in the fake AI video. So if you want to check out the new merch or get some discounted merch, then head on over to dannygonzalez.store, and now here's the video. Fashion changes fast. Like really fast. Looking at this picture of myself wearing a V-neck and cargo shorts feels like looking into an old photograph from the 1910s where like everybody in it is dead now. But believe it or not, this picture was only taken 2 weeks ago. That's how fast fashion trends change. Remember that weird t-shirt I was wearing at the beginning of this intro? I've already thrown it into a landfill. That's how fast fashion trends change. Styles change so quickly over the years, it feels impossible to predict what is going to be popular next year, let alone like 30 years from now in say 2050, which is scary to me because by then I'm gonna be old, I'm gonna be falling out of style. But luckily, some experts think they've already figured it out. I found a few articles claiming to predict what the fashion of the future will look like. And if I can just buy all that stuff now, then I can become the ideal man of the future today. So my goal is to go through each of these 3 articles and craft one outfit based on what each one predicts. That way I can cover all my bases no matter what the future looks like. And then we can decide together which future we would most like to live in. Okay, this is an article on a website called Dream Zone, and it's called 2050, the fashion of the future. Adaptable wearable technology. Most of us will live close to the printing house or have a 3D printer at home. Huh? What is this about everybody living close to the printing house? Like Kinko's? I do mess with the idea of 3D printed clothing though, that's kind of sick. The idea that everything you own can fit perfectly because it's like 3D printed, custom to your body, is kind of cool. Socks will recycle themselves.
wearing for a few days and discarding will become a thing of the past. I don't do that currently. Wearing for a few days and then discarding? We don't do that. That's something that you do. You made that up. Fashion trends will not get banned, but it will be made from paper so that everything which is old can be dropped off to domestic recycling. So what I'm getting from this article, 3D printed clothes and recyclable clothes. When I Googled 3D printed clothes, I came across this company called Zellerfield that makes 3D printed shoes specifically designed for your exact feet using scans of your dogs that you send them. They have a bunch of different models of shoe. This one's got a face on it. Actually, it's got 2 faces on it. It's got one on the front and one on the back. Voldemort-ass shoe. Incredible feel, fused 3D lattice with no stitching, glue, or weak points. That actually is kind of cool. So there's no stitching. It's just all assembled basically together. It's all one solid piece. Kind of like a Croc. Are these just Crocs? Easy to clean, breathable, machine washable, and odor resistant. It's breathable? It looks like a big solid chunk of rubber. I don't know what the consistency of this shoe is gonna be, but I guess there's only one way to find out. The process of scanning my feet was a little bit different than I anticipated. I wasn't so much scanning my feet, so much as taking one very specific picture of both my feet next to a piece of computer paper. To find some more kind of eco-friendly clothes like this article was talking about, I Googled clothes of the future and found this company Volbat. They make a shirt called the wooden t-shirt. This is the first t-shirt to be built from wood and colored with wood. Now it looks like a pretty normal shirt, so I guess they figured out some kind of way to make fabric out of wood, which is pretty cool. Unless this is all like an illusion and this really is just carved out of wood. I guess he's not moving that much in these pictures. What if it is just like a stiff board of wood and it actually doesn't have a back either, so you just put it on like a chest plate. So I'm gonna order a medium wooden shirt. Lastly, I found some compostable underwear. These are just boxers made out of 100% cotton, which means that if you put them in a composter, they will turn back into dirt. Made by nature and designed to return to nature in 90 days. You can soil them and turn them into soil. Add to cart. This article, What Will Fashion Be Like 20 Years From Now, is from the BBC, and it introduced me to a pretty interesting concept. The project hints at a future where we will all be able to download content to our clothing viewable through AR glasses and present ourselves differently to everyone around us. So the clothes of the future could be no clothes at all. We're all just wearing like AR glasses, and that's projecting the clothes onto us. I guess this would cut down on clothes waste. A ton of clothing every year is thrown into landfills, but if all the new stylish clothes was digital, there really wouldn't be as much waste. That is, if you don't take into account the AR glasses that we're all going to be wearing, and how a new one will probably come out like every 6 months that have electronic components in them, and then those will be the things ending up in landfills. And also, we do still have to wear some clothes. Right? Or is the future just gonna be like people walking around looking like Fortnite characters in our AR glasses, but in reality, they're just naked? The most interesting part about this is that I actually found a company that offers this service already. It's called DressX. I actually found it because Sophia Nygaard made an entire video where she dressed up in outfits from this service for a week, and it's super interesting. You can buy clothes, digital clothes, from this website, and then you can try them on virtually. I guess you upload an image of yourself that you want to be wearing the outfit, and then you pay $20 for them to basically Photoshop you into the outfit. And it looks a little bit realistic. Yo, look at this, the Neo suit. I feel like when I upload this, they have to decide how big my ass is. Okay, I'm actually kind of liking these, dude. Whoa, look how big that hat is. Dude, that's crazy. Maybe I want to go with this one. It's $100 for this whole outfit, which could be worth it, depending on how it turns out. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. This article is called Fashion Trend Predictions. What will clothes look like in 100 years? Fashion in the future might be entirely different to anything we can predict. Okay, so they're basically starting off by being like, we have no clue. Everything in this article is probably wrong. Formulated after the sleek form of smartphones and other tech devices, the fashion industry may be heading towards the use of futuristic looking clothing. Okay, so our fashion in the future will be based on smartphones, which are something that we have today and probably like won't have in the same form 100 years in the future. Also, that sounds terrible. I don't want to dress like my phone. I'm all metal and gray. I have a giant speaker right here and a giant microphone down there. Okay, this one also says clothing designed for VR glasses. So I'm thinking VR glasses are gonna be a big thing in the future as well. So maybe I should incorporate that into this outfit too. I mean, I guess glasses with like a camera on them does kind of correspond to the whole smartphone theme. The use of artificial intelligence in the fashion industry may end up having the ability for clothing clothing to change colors, temperature, and size. Wait, doesn't that already exist? I swear I've bought a shirt from like a gift shop on vacation before that changed colors if I was in the sun. Okay, so for this version of the future, here's what I found. Some augmented reality sunglasses. I didn't even know technology was this far, first of all. AR technology? They can just make them in sunglasses now? You can just sit down with your sunglasses and be in front of a giant theater screen. Why does this feel like this is a scam or something? It has 1,500 ratings and it has good reviews. So I'm gonna get them, honestly. I'm honestly kind of just curious and I want to try them. Next up, remember how I said giant speaker right here? Giant speaker right here. This is a Bluetooth hat. Plays music out of it. It's only $15. It's incredible. And then I don't know, like a color changing shirt, but maybe I can get some kind of like metallic pants or something to go along with it. And that'll kind of complete the look. With 3 futuristic outfits chosen, it was time to start testing them to see which future I would most like to live in. Here we go. This is the hat. Warning, to avoid danger of suffocation, please keep this bag away from babies and children. When you take the hat out of the bag, there should also be a warning. It should be like, now don't use this hat near anyone else. Don't use this in public around any other people. It's gonna weird them out. It's also gonna be super annoying. My initial impression of a lot of these products was not great. Connected. Yes. Sound quality did not sound good, guys. I have to say that does not bode well for the test of this. The color changing shirt was super confusing. My hot breath would make it change colors, but when I would put my hot hand on it for like a minute straight, it wouldn't. What the hell? It barely changed color at all. How hot is my breath that did it and nothing else does? Oh, yeah, okay, so this is the robot onesie that I ordered. Onesie? Is that the right word? Like, that's the word for a baby outfit that's all one thing. Is that like that for people too? Or like adults? People? I know it's like that for babies, but what about like humans? Human beings? But what I'm most interested in trying is these AR glasses. So let's get the whole outfit on and see how they work. Ah, whoa! Holy shit. Oh my god. Whoa, that's actually kind of cool. So my whole laptop screen is like suddenly appeared in my glasses. And no matter where I look now I just see my laptop screen.
You can fully see it on the camera. you can't see your eyes anymore. You just see
my laptop screen.
Of your laptop screen.
Wait, that gives me an idea. Hold on. So you can see perfectly what's on my screen?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. How do I look? I didn't realize when I bought these that it seems like you have to have them plugged into your laptop or phone in order to use them. So it's not like you can just be walking around watching the new Mr. Beast video as you walk down the street. You have to be carrying a laptop with you too. But I do think that there is a real use case for this outfit. With all this potential for stimulation strapped to my body, I can become like a permanent iPad baby. So I turned on a food theory video, I started blasting some futuristic music out of my hat, and started playing some stimulating videos of kinetic sand on my glasses. Okay. Oh, this is crazy. The image of the kinetic sand is way bigger than the TV. So there's like a one TV with matte pad on it, and then a way bigger translucent TV with kinetic sand playing. I can't really imagine a use case for these glasses. It's pretty awful, actually. So much stimulation that everywhere I look, all I see is kinetic sand being cut. And it's also kind of making me nauseous. So I think I'm gonna go get some water. Luckily, today's video is sponsored by AirUp, which is a great and unique way to meet your daily water requirements. You see, guys, while you just fill up your AirUp with regular old tap water that your government provides for you, when you put on a scent pod and you activate it like so, pop it right into place, suddenly the water has taste to it. And I'm talking good taste. This scent pod I got on here is raspberry lemon. So when I drink through my AirUp, air travels into the scent pod, out through the nozzle, and into my mouth, creating a flavor experience like I'm actually drinking something flavored like raspberry lemon. But it's not actually adding any chemicals to the water. I like this because I like drinking a lot of water, but sometimes water can be a little bit boring. I want to spice it up with a little bit of flavor, but I don't like adding in chemicals, sweeteners, artificial sweeteners to my drinks. This doesn't add in anything, it just adds in scent. It's science. And it just seems like you're tasting raspberry lemon, which is a pretty good flavor. And guys, it's the season of giving, so what better time to give a family member or a loved one a gift with taste? Which is why, Jake, actually, I have a surprise for you.
What?
For doing such a good job filming this video right now, I got you this.
Oh my god!
And there's actually an AirUp in here too, it's not just the box. So there you go. And I also got you your favorite flavor, cherry, to go along with it.
Oh my god, that's my favorite flavor to go along with it.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, sorry.
Air Up is a great gift for anyone who likes to drink water, which is everybody because you need water to survive. And from November 20th to the 27th, you can save up to 40% on all orders. That's because they've got Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals going on right now, and it is their biggest sale ever. So if you want to check it out and get a family or friend or a loved one a gift with taste this year, click the link in the description. Get up to 40% off on all orders. And now... So I was just watching more videos about Air Up on here. So cool. Thanks to Air Up for sponsoring this video. Now back to the video. For the virtual outfit, before I even purchase it, I have to take the picture that I want them to Photoshop me in, because that's part of the checkout process, is uploading that picture. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Now the outfit is so kind of edgy and dangerous looking that I gotta pick a cool location for it. So that's why I'm out and about. I have to find a cool location for it. The big issue with that is that the top is like a mesh top, which would usually be worn with nothing underneath, so that you could kind of see, you know, my belly button, my nipples, whatever. But if I'm looking for a cool location, that's gonna be a public location, and if I'm in public, I'm not gonna be walking around taking pictures with my shirt off. Filming in public is already embarrassing enough. I don't need to take my shirt off. But look, I'm wearing like kind of a skin-colored shirt. Maybe they can just Photoshop my shirt off anyway and give me like rock hard abs. That would be sick. So I'm just gonna take a picture and send it to them and see what they do. I'm just wearing regular clothes. I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt and shoes. And so I'm just gonna try to find like an edgy location to take a picture of myself. Well, I took a little walk and I looked around and I found this. A skate park. Also the smallest bleachers I've ever seen to watch people at the skate park. Guess they're not anticipating like a ton of spectators at this skate park. It's actually kind of sad. Yeah, only 4 people are gonna be watching you at a time here, man. All right, don't get too excited. So I think this is about as edgy as it gets, really. I think I can kind of be leaned up against the fence here, contemplating my life. The description on the website also said that this outfit is supposed to represent like a post-apocalyptic Nordic archipelago or something. An archipelago is like a cluster of islands, and I don't know if anything quite exemplifies a dystopian archipelago quite like a skate park. So let's take this picture. There's also people on the roof behind me. I hope they're not watching me film this. Are they watching me? It took me a little bit to figure out exactly what kind of person wears this outfit, but after a few pictures, I think I figured it out. And once I got the picture I desired, I sent it to DressX, and within 2 business days, I had my finished photo. Okay, let's go ahead and see this photo. This link looks unusual. Be sure you trust the link before you open it. What do you mean unusual? Seems like a pretty normal link to me. Do you think Google Chrome can see the photo? You're not gonna want to open this picture, dude. The picture in this link looks very unusual. Okay, very, very interesting. I like it. I like it a lot. This is... Wow. Yeah, I mean, it looks like I'm wearing the outfit. I'll give them that. I like that they left my Apple Watch on and my shirt. This has got to be the dorkiest anyone's ever looked in this outfit. I sent the picture to Laura. I was worried she was going to say it looked super fake and also would hate the outfit, but it turns out she loves it. Eventually, I'm going to post this picture on Instagram to see what everybody thinks, but before I do that, I have to get pictures of the other outfits too. So without further ado, here's the next outfit. All right, well, it's been a month since the last part of the video that you just watched. Our son arrived about 2 weeks early, so I had a little bit less time to film this video than I thought. Whoops. So yeah, I'm a dad now. I've been taking the past month off of social media and just like taking a break from filming and stuff, just to hang out and get to know the little guy. He's awesome. He's very chill so far. Does a lot of sleeping, does a lot of pooping. And all in all, it's probably been the best month of my life. This has been fantastic. It's been amazing. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's doing great. The delivery went great. About as good as you could ask for, honestly. But being that I am a dad now, I do kind of have to reevaluate my content, you know? I have a son to raise. Do I really care about becoming like the trendiest man 30 years from now? My son's gonna be 30 years old in 2050. Okay? Or something like that. I don't know. Somewhere around there. Or do I really want to be worried about keeping up with the hottest trends of the future? Yes. Of course I do. Even more so now. This child is a very cool child. And you can bet he's gonna have cool friends with even cooler dads. You know they're gonna be showing up to birthday parties in the hottest 3D printed shoes and the stiffest wooden t-shirts, all right? So if I don't get ahead of the curve now, I'm gonna be a laughingstock amongst this boy's friends and their dads. Which is why I've got this one last outfit here before me, and I think this is really gonna be the one that takes the cake. So I unboxed the biodegradable boxers. Oh yeah, these These'll fit just fine.
I unboxed the wooden t-shirt.
First impressions? It does not feel like a shirt. Even my dog's natural instincts are like, ooh, that's a stick. Must fetch shirt.
And I unboxed the 3D printed shoes and this hat.
Whoa. Okay, they also sent me a hat.
This very cool hat.
Buy my shoes on Zellerfield.com.
Hey, wait a minute. I didn't send them pictures of my head. How did they know how big my head is?
Wow, dude. Okay, look at this. Wowee, man.
These shoes impressed me from the moment I took them out of the box. They are breathable.
Yeah, I can. That's actually kind of crazy. Wait, how does that work?
And they fit pretty well. At first.
Huh, well. My toe ends about here, so there's like this much space at the end of the shoe, but I actually think that that is kind of how you want shoes to be, because you don't want your toe rubbing up against the front of the shoe. So, okay. Why do I look like old-timey in this shoe? With this long sock and my pants ending there. I look like a pilgrim or something. For whatever reason, the left one is a little bit more uncomfortable. Let me stand up and just, yeah, I can definitely still feel that a little bit. You know what? No, I think these are too big. I actually think they are too big in the toes. I feel like I've got a lot of extra space there.
But I wouldn't know the full extent of it until I put the full outfit on to test.
The very first thing I noticed is that when I put this shirt on, it was like weirdly cold. Like usually when you put clothes on, it warms you up right away, but the shirt has like a weird cooling effect to it. And it's like, it just feels cold on my body. Does it feel cold to the touch to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like frigid. Is wood supposed to be cold? I guess it does kind of feel the same temperature as this door. Take that as you will, I suppose. The shirt is very stretchy. It's this weird combination of stretchy and stiff, which doesn't sound like would be possible, those two things together, but it is kind of stiff and like starchy, I guess I would say. It's kind of just like crispy. Wait, why is it white there? Does this shirt change color too? Or did I just fuck it up somehow? The shoes, now I gotta be honest, I don't really feel like they fit that good. As I step, it kind of feels like my heel could come right out of the back of the heel a little bit. I mean, you can for sure see that there's a good amount of space there. I'm worrying a little bit more every day about what they did with those pictures of my feet, if not make shoes that fit properly. They're like, sick, something we can jerk off to when we make this guy's shoes. The boxers are pretty comfortable, I will say. I put them on, I was like, I'm gonna wear these again. Rest assured, they are on. If you were to plant me in a pot of soil for 90 days, let's just say I wouldn't be wearing underwear anymore. And I'd also be very cold and wet.
I decided to do a little bit of light jogging to see how the shoes would feel in action.
Oh no, these have really bad grip. Let me try on sidewalk real quick. Great, sorry. Let me see if I can race it. There's not a lot of grip on the bottom of these shoes, so when I was running on this gravel path, I kind of felt like I was like a cartoon character that like starts running for a little bit before they actually start moving. I will say that the issues with the fit are still ringing true. These feel very loose, especially on the heel, which when you're running is not what you want. They look like clogs. They look like old wooden Dutch clogs that they would wear in the old days. It looks like someone painted them blue, honestly, and put a face on them for some reason. Shirt hasn't gotten any warmer. It is cold outside. It's only 50 degrees out right now, so, you know, I guess I didn't expect it really to warm up, but it's cold to the touch. Like every time I touch the sides of my body with my arms, I'm like, ugh, and that's no way. You shouldn't feel like that when you touch your own body. Boxers still feel good, honestly. If I shit myself right now, I'd have no problems taking them off and just planting them right there. Maybe come back in 20 years and see a beautiful oak tree in its place. That joke's only funny if you know that I eat a lot of oak seeds. Yeah, I guess that's really all there is to this outfit. So guess I'm gonna go hit the dusty trail.
To get a definitive answer as to which outfit is the best futuristic outfit, I decided to post each of them on Instagram and let my audience decide.
This is gonna be such a weird thing to post right now. As of right now, I haven't posted anything since our son was born, so I've just posted that we had a baby, and then the next post is like me like, ah, in the scariest outfit you've ever seen. Yeah, maybe I should just caption something really ominous, like things have changed. Rate my fits, and then maybe some kind of little fashion emoji. The hell? Why are these the emojis that come up when you search fashion? It's a scroll and 2 fountain pens. Hello? Okay, it's been about 20 hours since I posted the pictures. Let's go ahead and see what people think about the future of fashion. Hat's not wide enough. Thank you for that, Drew. Whoa, okay, I'm actually getting a decent amount of positive responses. Love the pants, so cute, yes, cool. First one goes hard. First one is so fire. It seems like most people are talking about the first outfit. Dude became the Hat Man. Whoa. Wow, I didn't even think about that. I do kind of look like the Hat Man. You guys know that mythical sleep paralysis demon, the Hat Man? Dude. I've always wanted to be the Hat Man. This is awesome. I can't wait to start appearing in people's dreams like this. This is gonna be so cool. This is the only comment I've seen so far wondering if the first outfit is fake. Is that Dress X I see? So this person knows that Dress X exists and they think this might be a Dress X outfit. Good eye. This person must study the Dress X catalog religiously. The robot leggings are a 6 out of 10, the hat and heels 8. All right, guys, well, I think my intuitions might have been right. I was kind of feeling like the virtual clothes would be the way of the future, and it looks like I was right. From now on, I'm only gonna be wearing virtual clothes. What's up, Greg? Did you know that anybody can make an iPhone game? If you wanted to, you could just like come up with the most insane idea for a game that doesn't make any sense, it's not fun, nobody would ever want to play it, and you could program it, or you could hire somebody else to make it for you, and then you can submit it to the App Store, and it seems like as long as it works in the most like liberal usage of that word, like as long as it doesn't make your phone explode, then Apple will approve it and then it'll be on the App Store and anybody can download it. Anyway, I thought it would be kind of fun to search the App Store and try to find the worst games I could possibly find and then play them and like do like a review, a playthrough of sorts. If you make any like normal search on the App Store for a game, like I searched Angry Birds in iPhone and iPad apps, and then you scroll down past all of the games that you would expect to see, eventually you'll just stumble upon the least fun sounding games you've ever seen. Angry Cock, anyone? Can I interest anyone in some Angry Cock? Bad Granny, Angry Grandma? Okay, Pig Evolution is a strategy game. Bad Granny is a scary neighborhood evil game type game. Yo, not only is the grandma evil, but the game is evil too? I'm not gonna download that. This grandma's gonna ruin your life in the game, and then the game is gonna ruin your life in real life. A few days ago, Bob come to a new place to live, and he saw neighbor's granny. He wants to say hello to neighbor granny and come to his house. Okay, who the fuck is Bob? That it started this description like we already know who Bob is. His neighbor's granny seems suspicious. She was hiding in his garage. She shouted, "Hello, granny." Is this gonna explain the entire plot of the game to me? I'm not even gonna need to play the game after this. He wants to find out information and the secrets of creepy neighbor's granny. Okay, it kind of sounds like from the description that granny is not that strange. Okay, I guess she was hiding in his garage. That actually is pretty weird. But it's like, and you follow Bob, who's trying to find blackmail on this old woman. It's like, who's the bad one in this scenario? You evil game. Okay, so the first game I'm gonna play is Bad Granny. I will download that now. If I just type in simulator in the App Store and search for iPhone and iPad apps, what's gonna come up? Cat Simulator 2020. I'd like something a little more up to date. Being a cat has really changed in the past 2 years, so. My virtual boyfriend chat, messenger, and dating simulator. Boyfriend of your dream. Oh my God, things are getting really extreme in this chat. I can't stop thinking of you as a real person. And he says, I am better, I will never let you down. Virtual boyfriend allows you to discuss everything you want. That's nice of him. Cheer up seeing his funny and sometimes not to the point answers. Okay. So you can discuss anything you want. He's just not gonna always respond to what you say. You can talk about whatever you want, and he's also gonna talk about whatever he wants. And we are downloading my virtual boyfriend chat. Okay, I'm just gonna type in some crazy shit. Let's see if we can just make up a game and see if it exists. I'm typing Ghost Simulator, Penguin Simulator. That actually sounds kind of sick. Yo, Ghost Simulator game! You got missions, upgrades, shopping. Okay, you can crawl around town as the Lick Mage. Lick Mage Nuts. Okay, it doesn't exactly look how I pictured it. I kind of thought that like you'd be going around and like haunting people, but instead you're just like wandering and floating around this barren wasteland, fighting things. Okay, I mean, shit, I'll give it a shot. Ghost Simulator game, there we go. And you know what, let me snag Mommy Life Simulator too. This one looks kind of fun. Let's play like a super mom. Whoa, it's Gender Norms the game. Look at all the blouses you can choose from and modest shorts. Okay, master your driving skills. Seems a little sexist. Bring on goods for the family. Seems a little sexist. And activities to make your day great. You can go play tennis in your jeans, play with your dog in your jeans, run on the treadmill in your jeans. Someone please give this mother some athletic wear. Give her some shorts, give her a tank top. This mom is jogging in a flannel. I'm gonna download it, if not solely for the fact that I wanna try to free this mom. Let's see if we can escape. Talking horse. So it looks like a game where you like take care of a horse and he smiles at you with the most horrific and unsettling smile I've ever seen. Okay, so you can do things like play video games with the horse, it looks like. You can work out with the horse. You're telling me this horse bench presses? You're telling me the horse works on his chest? He doesn't have one. I am gonna download it though. All right, I've got a wild batch of games. I've got them all downloading on my phone. Let's get gaming. Does that scare you? All right, let's find out what makes this granny so bad, shall we? Let's find out this old hag's secret. The first thing that happened when I opened the app is it asked me if Bad Granny could track me across other apps and websites. Now, why the hell would Bad Granny need to do that? Allow Bad Granny to track you wherever you go, both on your phone and in real life. This game is evil, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Also, does anyone else find it weird that that button always says ask app not to track? Like, is there a possibility the app is gonna say no and just do it anyway? How about we start telling these apps not to track? Who's with me? I said who's with me? Yeah, okay, thank you. Before starting this game, I had no concept of what this game was gonna be like, at all. I have no concept of what this game is gonna be like, at all. But in a nutshell, what you do in this game is steal from a lonely old woman. Find the cash. Oh my god, am I stealing from the grandma? Am I the bad one? You enter her house at the beginning of the game, and then for 20 astonishingly short levels. Level cleared! The game directs you to systematically steal every valuable item in this poor woman's house. Each level you steal one item, all while being hunted by Granny. The main door is closed, find the key. Oh, fuck! Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! What the hell? Yep, that's Granny. And that's the first time I ever saw her. And while you're doing the game's bidding, picking up every loose item in her house, she roams the halls with a baseball bat, and if she finds you before you beat the level, she clobbers you to death. Ah! And I just gotta ask, is that really so wrong? How bad is Granny, really? It's just that I don't really feel bad for my character. I feel bad for the granny because I broke into her house and now I'm stealing shit. The description on the App Store said that I was getting dirt on the granny. And then you jump into the game and come to find out I'm just stealing nice things from her. I took her TV and I stole cash. Is that what dark secrets the granny was hiding? Her life savings? We're gonna put a stop to whatever the granny's been up to. You find out she's just been up to saving. She's been up to a retirement fund, a Roth IRA. We can't let her get away with this. Granny has a couple of interesting quirks and features. For example, when she hits you with her baseball bat, she doesn't actually face you. She runs right up to you and then turns to the side and hits the air next to you, thus killing you. Sometimes Granny can kill you after you've already beaten a level, which is really frustrating. Oh, fuck, fuck, fuck! Level cleared! Wait, what? A level cleared and I died? Like, you'll be on the level cleared page already, you'll be celebrating, and then the game will notify you that unfortunately Granny has decided to kill you anyway. Sometimes Granny gets stuck. I think I beat the game. She'll get confused in her old age and she'll get stuck in the corner of a room or the middle of a hallway, and you know, it's good for us, but it's sad to see, you know? She used to be so young and spry, I assume. I never actually knew her back then, but the instructions in this game are way less helpful than they should be for a game that is only instructions. As you'll come to find, Granny's house has 2 floors, and while most people would call those floors the first floor and the second floor, whoever made this game, I guess, thought it would be fun to call the first floor the main floor and the second floor the first floor. So in the game, when it tells you to find the Chinese vase in the first floor alley, you get to spend an exhilarating 10 minutes wandering around what you thought was the first floor, touching every vase to check if it's the Chinese one. The Chinese vase, am I stupid? What is a Chinese vase? Okay, I've been wandering around the house for like 10 minutes now. The granny's not even here anymore. It's like she left, she got bored also of the game, only to find out that it was upstairs the whole time. If I find the vase up here, I'm gonna be so pissed off. Just so we're all clear, this is the second floor. And if there's a Chinese vase up here that I could pick up, I'm gonna lose it
And I'm gonna, god damn it.
God damn it is right.
Oh, and I'm dead. That was the second floor!
This game is wicked cool. Now I know it looks like I'm having a lot of fun playing this game, but it got really boring really fast.
I've been in every room of this house 900 times. I wish I never found this game.
Every level is basically the same. Anytime you beat a level,
yay,
fail a level,
dang,
or even pause the game, you get an ad.
It's an ad for a game called Going Balls. I'm going absolutely balls right now, dude.
And they're really long ads. These ads are unusually long and confusing to click out of.
Please skip. Please skip. No, I don't want Cash App. Skip it. No.
I literally think I spent more time watching ads than I did playing the game. That's not fair. But because the levels were so short and there were only 20 of them, I knew that if I buckled down and grinded, I could beat this whole entire game in one sitting. So I suffered through ad after ad after ad, and finally made it to the last level. Now pick everything and run out of the house. So with all of her worldly possessions in my 2 pants pockets, I made my escape.
Okay, here we go, let's go! There's 2 yellow spots. I get to pick which one I want to finish on? I'm going over here.
Level clear! Yeah! This game made my life worse. Also, I realized after I finished the game that on the App Store, there's supposed screenshots of gameplay for this game, but none of those are in the actual game. Picking up barrels and sitting down for lunch with Granny? Where was that? I would have killed to do that. Next game.
I was feeling pretty frustrated going into the next game, but I was hoping that Virtual Boyfriend Simulator would be a nice change of pace. I started off by creating my own little profile. I got to take a picture.
That looks good.
Put in my name.
Damn.
Decide on a couple of character attributes. I had to look up what impudent meant.
Means not showing due respect for another person or impertinent. Similar to Chinky. Wait, what? When you go back to the app after being in another app, there's a picture of a crying boy that says, "Honey, come back." And then when you actually get there, it's like, what? Oh no, we just wanted to know if you were impudent or not. Yeah, fuck it, I'm impudent.
When you start playing Virtual Boyfriend Simulator, you can only talk to one guy. His name is Kevin.
The perfect boyfriend for you, Kevin?
And he's 18.
Is 18? Okay, I'm 28.
The 10-year age gap made me a little bit uncomfortable. But unfortunately, if you want to talk to literally anybody else besides Kevin, you have to pay for premium. From the moment you get into this app, they start bombarding you with messages to try to get you to buy premium.
Unlock all virtual guys.
There's pop-ups that say, look at all the boys you can talk to if you upgrade to premium. You can send unlimited messages with premium. I thought at the very least Kevin would be on my side because he's the only guy you don't need premium to talk to. But when I went back to message him, he was also trying to get me to upgrade. His very first message to me was, "Hey, I'm tired of these ads. Can you stop being a cheap fuck and upgrade to premium, please?" It's like, Kevin, you gotta know that the second I upgrade to premium, I'm never talking to your sorry ass again. If there's premium guys to be talked to, I'm going to be talking to them. Anyway, I tried to resist the upgrade and just talk to Kevin for a little bit.
Hey, Kevin. I'm gonna make up some backstory, I guess. I got your number from, and then I'm just gonna come up with a random name of a person that could be a friend, a realistic name like Baseball Louie. Nice to meet you. Okay, he's typing. Oh, wait, what? He thinks my name is Kevin? What? He said, "Hey, Kevin, I love baseball. Who's your favorite team? Mine is the Yankees."
It was off to a little bit of a rocky start. I didn't have too much hope for the AI, but it was kind of disappointing that the bot didn't even know which one of us was Kevin. But eventually we actually did get a little bit of a conversation going.
Do you have any pets? I have a dog named Buddy. Okay, Kevin. I do have one pet. His name is Baseball Louie. That's a great name for a dog. It is, dude. Thank you. What do you do for a living? I'm an accountant.
Based on the description in the App Store, I was not expecting Kevin to understand anything that I said, but Kevin would actually respond to what I said in a pretty natural way. At least